Okay, so today's Wednesday, and yet again we are trying for part 3 of the no cursing edition, which has not worked for us all week. And we are going to try just one more time to not curse throughout the entirety of the show. I think we were okay on Monday. I think Tuesday was like a absolute disaster. And tonight, since it's a happy birthday to Howard Stern show, it's probably not going to happen. So we shall just once again rely on super chats and the benevolence of others to actually monetize this show, because it'll never happen on its own.
We'll blame the show we're talking about. I suffered through that god-awful show today. Howard, and I say this to you, and I said this to Casey, and I asked, Howard curses every other word.
Yes, he does.
I'm hyper tuned into it now because of this new rule you're trying to institute. He curses every other word. The guy has zero command of the language. He's an absolute Neanderthal. The 79 IQ is so deserving. Every other word. F this, F that.
Agreed. Him and Ronnie are on for 3 hours straight, and they constantly just F-bomb each other like back and forth.
And it's only going to be augmented if Ronnie's in there, because it's going to trigger everyone thinks they can curse their heads off, and
exactly.
It's such. You just feel your chromosomes leaving your brain. You get so stupid when you listen to this show. I know I don't consider myself a smart guy on any level. I've got a couple little monkey tricks I've learned. I'm getting stupider.
Okay, monkey trick boy. So today is January 12th, which is 112, which is 112 Productions, which is 112 shows that he does a year. It is all tied in. It is his weirdo numerology mysticism that makes him do what he does. And today is Howard's birthday, and it was quite possibly one of the worst shows I've ever heard.
I think it's the worst in the last 2 weeks in the grooving.
Right? I mean, it was hardly listenable. And you know what? Thank God for listening to it later in the day, because it enables me to just fast forward through just the most useless phone calls that last for an hour or 45 minutes, and just the crap that they play that they think
Monique,
is,
I was trying. We were doing regular weeks in review. I would have it on in the background, like while I'm half asleep. It'd be like 7 in the morning, and I couldn't do it anymore. I'd get so angry at how bad it was. I couldn't. It was ruining my circadian rhythm and all my REM. Seriously, I couldn't even. I'd get up and it would ruin my day. Would ruin my mood.
This is a man who just finally fell asleep at like 4 a.m. So it's ruining his like 12:30 circadian sleep.
There you go.
It's really blowing your third REM sleep at this point.
I'm like, thanks, Michael
Stipe. Pain. So there's like some weird thing going on between somebody called Shooting Ropes and Gary Puppet in the chat already. So I don't know. It's like a whole. I mean, Shooting Ropes is really living up to his name, and Gary Puppet is feeding into it. So there's that. Oh my goodness!
David.
Look at the super chat for us, David, sending $19.99 worth of profanity for y'all.
That's all that Viper Room money.
How you pronounce it, David?
Sal Jenko paid him $20 to play violin at the Viper Room.
How'd that work out?
Well, pretty well.
What did he do? Mozart's Concerto in B minor?
Yeah, I know. I gotta know.
For a bunch of emo meth heads.
Devil went down to Georgia. Devil went down to Georgia with Marilyn Manson singing behind it.
Exactly. All right, so here's what's going on today. I listened to the show. I legit recorded maybe 4 minutes of show, and then of course John comes through in the clutch with just a crazy amount of like birthday video and things that happened in the past birthdays. So even though today's show was completely and utterly lackluster, Johnny has come through with some stuff that I think will be worth your while, just in terms of listening, and hopefully we can do a little bit of video with it. And yeah, David, to be honest with you, you contributing like $20 to this is probably the max amount that this show as a monetized thing will ever make. So
Shooting Rope just shot $5 on us.
Ooh, dropping loads, Shooting
Peter
Rope.
North.
That's Peter North. Maybe it's the actual Peter North.
I think
What have we
Peter-
become?
I know we've discussed this 5
We
million
discussed
times.
it yesterday.
But isn't Shooting Ropes Peter North? Or did
That's
we
all
Yes,
just...
it is.
That's compliments of vivid video, Moni.
Yeah.
Wait, I have to look at the face again. Look at the face. That's so classic.
He's deep in thought.
So I'm going to tell you something about early porn days in the life of Monique. So guys like this, that's Peter North, right? So guys like this, to me, were like the antithesis of that disgusting animal, Ron Jeremy. All the other weirdo, like, Jewish porn stars that were around at that same time period were all like these hairy, ugly animals. And along comes this dude who literally looks like he could be like 18, like my age, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden you have like this dude
Making
who
it rain.
who's having sex with girls who doesn't look like a hairy monster who should be going to,
I believe that
shul.
I believe, no, then I could be wrong, that he's one of the few actors that worked with Tracy Lords before she turned 18.
There's a great podcast about Tracy. Let's get some F-bomb shopping. Okay.
An ex-Johnny Depp girlfriend, I might have.
Tracy Lords?
From the Crybaby days, yes.
Oh yeah,
That's one of the affairs they
right.
They were forced to
Ricky-
produce a list of chicks he was with, and she came in. It's basically anyone he's been in a movie with. Like, you
There's
didn't know
an
any of them.
amazing podcast about Tracy Lords and
Okay.
how she was able to. She finagled the entirety of the porn industry. She's a brilliant
they
girl.
just didn't
I
even
give her so
care.
much credit. She
She showed like a library card.
She knew that she was doing a porn at like 17 years old that would be
16.
released. No,
was like
the
16.
last one she did before she got busted, like before.
What's the last thing you can do before turning 18?
Definitely.
Be 17.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, she did
Math.
this porn, and it was released when she turned 18, and they immediately took it down, and it just became porn lore. That there was this. Can I tell you my amazing
My
Tracy
favorite-
Lords podcast story?
Mike Walk.
Real briefly. No, you cannot, Bon Jovial.
He
No,
probably
you
has
cannot.
one.
He
I'm
might
more of
not
a
have one.
I'm a Tara Patrick guy myself.
Gary Puppet, how many tissues would you give Tracy Lords on a scale of 1 to 5?
She says she's overrated. I agree. I tend to agree.
Who said that? Shooting Rope said she's a twat? Oh,
I believe it.
No, Gary Puppet
said
says
Tracy
over
Lords
there.
was
I need to
overrated.
know what Gary Puppet's score. How many tissues
No
he
Tara
gives.
Patrick.
Well, listen, for her to go down in porn lore, and apparently they had to pull all her VCR tapes off the shelves and all that
The
stuff,
betas.
and
The betas was pricey.
the Betamaxes, all that stuff.
Gary Puppet goes, I'm not into blondes. Yeah, sure.
bro,
yeah.
bro.
Gillian
Okay,
Barbary,
Gary.
Lauren Sivan,
Back in
Aaron Andrews, all that.
Who's Raquel Darrian?
Oh, I don't know.
Listen,
Let me look her up.
before we completely get derailed, I
I
remember
know.
like,
Going
Totally
into
derailed.
like if you rented one of those videotapes back in the day, whenever it got to the really good scene, like the tape would be all like deformed or something because so many people paused it during the money shot. You're watching it like, oh, this is awesome. And then like the tracking would get all
I know.
snowy.
I know.
People would just pause that over and over again.
I became a better I became a better tracker than Wolverine. At the end of the VCRs, I had it right down to. But by the way, Bon Jovial, good luck on your root canal. A lot of people don't realize who's performing the surgery. One, Dr. Bob Ostrowski, making a house call. There's no house arrest in Australia, and he's going to charge him 10 times in Australian money on Medicare.
Me and Xavier played. What video did we just play?
Geek Stink Breath.
Geek Stink Breath in honor of Bon Jovial, and it's like
should
a
watch that.
horrific video of them pulling a tooth out of somebody. Wait, hold on. I wanted to share something with you guys from our.
My decision.
What was it? So
Castle Shannon and Bon Jovial was a match made in heaven.
today, Xavier had posted something about like those 1950s and 60s PSAs about like
Whiskey
having your
beer breath.
period and getting pregnant and stuff like that. And
Yes.
I actually cried laughing, but they had like this little Downs girl that they tried to explain swear. And I started crying because it was just so horrible that they would do this to this poor little girl.
And not only that, like there was like production value. like
I
the dude
felt
could
so
have helped
bad.
in the
She's
edit.
like, "Mommy, do I bleed?" And I was like, "No, fast forward. This is not something that I can watch." And
what was the movie with Juliette Lewis and Giovanni Ribisi? Did they breed in that? Or Sean Penn in I Am Sam? Didn't he breed in that?
We want to have a
actually,
baby.
He had a baby. He had a daughter.
We want to have a baby. I never forgot that from that horrible movie. Oh shit! I can't find it. I just wanted to make a little chuckle.
Eddie Vedder
about
was the soundtrack for that.
What poor little Billy was jerking off to in this.
That drawing. The mom was
I
like,
wish I had my iPad with me. That's where I have
and
it.
as Honky Donkey said, he's a good artist. Like that's no worse than Jack in Titanic.
Bon
Kate Winslet.
I'm gonna take a picture of his ankle bracelet.
Paint me like one of your girls.
What happened to everybody?
Oh,
is Bond doing?
All I see is like
working
your
like
desktop.
some magic behind me?
Well, look, your social security number.
Doing. Oh, okay. Until one day when Bob was 16, here we are.
Put a silver chair in his mouth.
This made me cry. Hold on, I'm gonna bring it up to the camera. This is basically what Bob at 16 was jerking off to. His mother found it in his room, and she was aghast, of course, because, well, who wouldn't be?
Thank you, Mr. Blanco, Mrs. Blanco.
Who's
the
Mrs.
other
Blanco?
sister? Right. The Juliette Lewis, Giovanni Ribisi movie, The Other Sister. I have it on Blu-ray.
Oh, that's right. But that was about mental illness, though. That wasn't about mental retardation.
I didn't see the whole thing. I thought it was the two of them had a relationship. And
look at that. Look at the perspective on that.
Bob and Betty. Now notice Bob has nothing between his chest and his torso.
I'll tell you what.
It's just the couch and then
must
two
be
legs.
really cold in there.
Is he sitting under the cushions? Like, what's going on there?
Those breasts.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He is under the
depth.
cushions. Betty, wow.
So the mother found this and she was aghast.
This is the quality of entertainment that we provide at Radio Gunk.
Put that up against Beth's FHM spread and tell me which one's real.
I think Betty's got a little less wonky.
Hey, those tits are perfectly even.
Oh my God, Dorian Morgan with the Scientology knowledge. Yeah. They're both, that's great. That's good.
Wait,
there's always, Monique, anytime you watch a movie, there's always a Scientology 6 degrees of when people are in. You get the master list of Scientologists, and you're like, oh, okay, that's a Scientologist. That's why they did the movie together. And
oh, is that why it's such a shitty movie? Is that why?
Tom Cruise and Travolta.
That's the only thing I remember is Betty and June. The only thing I remember was that 500 Mile song. That's all I remember.
Oh yeah, the Proclaimers. You know how the story behind that. Mary Stuart Masterson loved the band, and she introduced it to the director.
No, Ida, you haven't missed much. We've been on for 14 minutes. We haven't said anything. We talked about sex and period films from the 50s.
Oh,
we talked about Peter Lord and shooting ropes. We talked about Peter North. Peter North and Tracy Lords. And that's pretty much all we wrote. So what we're going to do tonight is talk about the birthday boy. And so today, Dave, I'm looking at David, has turned 68?
68.
68.
Okay.
He's almost 69, dude.
Dude,
wow, that's going to be so annoying.
I wonder if he signed up for ARP. I wonder if he gets discounts when he calls shit in Dubai. You know, it's so funny to me that Robin will talk about the birthday gifts or Christmas gifts that she got him, and like half of them were from Oprah's shop.
Yeah, that was so creepy. I know.
Why is she doing that?
Weird.
Like, why is she buying him things from Oprah's store? It's
like
kind of bizarre to me.
Isn't she friends with Gail too?
I don't think she's friends with anyone.
She's not friends with anybody.
She lived in Gail's building, right? Weren't they in the same for a while?
No, see what goes on over there on the Upper West Side where they all lived.
I know,
there's this cluster of buildings.
Click.
There's like 5 or 6 like a
West
cluster.
Side.
I couldn't tell you that I knew anybody who lived
Riverside Drive
in my
West
building.
End, yeah.
I told you I lived like 2 blocks from Grace, and I never saw her again
That's so
after
crazy.
we stopped doing the
That's
podcast
so true.
together.
You could go years without running into someone who lives right next to. It's crazy.
Yes. I don't even think I met, half the people in my building. So the fact that Gail may have lived at 419 and she lived at 421 means nothing. There's like you have a better chance of, seeing Jesus than you do seeing Gail King walking out of her building. Seriously. So it's not even an issue. So where do we want to start tonight's show is my question. Here's what I have. Here's the breakdown, you guys. So we thought we would start with today's show since that was, his birthday show, and it was completely lackluster. I mean, it's really very, very little to go on with the show. But then Johnny sent me a whole bunch of MP4s. David Bowie, that Robin got in, Ellen Stern.
Yeah, see Howard's sister for the first
Howard
time.
in
Thank you, Cindy
Limo.
Lou Who.
Thank you. Howard wishes cancer on Morton Downey's, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's see. Presents. Let's see. Howard's
Trump.
Wives. Lost after show.
The Stern Wives.
It's
It's all stuff I thought people would be interested in that they probably haven't seen visuals of, or maybe some people. And it's so different now. And I scrambled and I went through it and I spent all day on this kind of. But I want to apologize to Xavier because he's going to want to. I know it's going to come up. The Gilbert Gottfried roast of Howard's parents. So I'm going through 96, 97, 98. Can't find it. I'm going through every minute of it. I realize this. It's a Howard TV production. So they remastered it from the E! Show. What I'm going through. Allison has a gag order on Howard to not be mentioned, and certainly not in any of the Howard.
That's true.
So when Gilbert does this occurred to me just by memory. When Gilbert roasts the Stern parents, Allison's sitting right next to them, and he goes to her as well. So I believe Howard TV edited that out. So Gilbert's roast
100%.
of them is not in any of it. You have to get the audio because Howard forced the Allison gag order. She was not to be mentioned on the air, and they removed her from all the Howard TV videos.
Sin Lu, nobody brought the cake. I actually just had...
That's right, Rupert.
I actually
Oprah
just
threw
had
it out.
ice cream. I had chocolate ice cream with chocolate syrup. So
Oh, shooting ropes. I think it's more than $330 per show.
what are we talking about?
That's
He's-
sad.
I think it's $800,000 per show.
Oh, yeah, my
Maybe
God.
more. Yeah.
What's our per minute? What did we decide?
$4,000 a minute.
It's $4,000 a minute, dude. So this is like a ridiculous. This is like stupid money.
Hang on, I'm trying to get this
Stupid
noose
money.
over my neck right now.
David, yes. Jason Alexander is on that 96 show. I almost went for that. I didn't think Monique would. I thought Monique would be bored with it, so I skipped it. I
Oh,
love
thank
Jason
you, because
Alexander.
with 40 million friggin'
Yeah.
links that
They're-
you sent
they're
me,
quick.
there's a good chance I'm going to be bored with a little bit that's going on here.
Hey, can I
Let's-
compliment you guys on the website? Because it's
Yes.
just a lot of people don't gloss
Compliment
over it.
Xavier.
Don't,
I really have nothing to do with it.
I thought you both might have some. Okay, whoever it is. If it's Xavier, you have a GIF on the comments, the main Stern section, and it is a camera. It is a helicopter zoom in of Castle Gayskull, and that is so.
wasn't
brilliant.
that great?
It's so brilliant. I guess, did you get it from a news report, or how did you get this? Is it from
It's
like
Google
Google
World,
Images,
whatever.
Google World? Okay, it's so good. It's so good.
I
Yeah, that
borrowed
was
one
brilliant, right?
on satellites, and we.
And you just
You
zoomed
zoomed
right in
in.
on the house. Yeah, that was
And
good.
the
actually, I
whole
could've-
collage, it's so
I
good.
was gonna do like zoom all the way in, and then like have like something hitting his head or something.
Yeah.
But you can only do so long on those clips.
It's only do so much. All right, so where should I start? Let's think about this for a
I
second.
think we should start with NPR because I'll tell you why. Because we have talked about this. The world's greatest interviewer has no guests in 2 weeks. He has what in them chat was it 85 shows, 88 shows, 0 guests in 2 weeks. There are talk shows on TV that have 3 guests a night for 5 nights a week. This guy can't. So
because he
new,
backloads them into the end of the year. So that
Right,
Sirius
which
can
he did.
promote it while he's off.
but
That's
he's
why.
also just so lazy and so just capricious with his stupid system, and they're trying to build him in this image. If he's going to be the world's great, you can't have no one to interview, and you get the garbage and what they call grooving. So I sent you these NPR clips, and in this Howard's interview
Where
by
are
Terry
they? What are they
Gross.
called? I don't even know.
It is NPR. The title of the email is just NPR and Today.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
It's third to last.
Nothing makes me happier that when you send me something at 8:15, knowing that we're starting the show in about 40 minutes, because then I have to download it,
this is 3 hours ago.
it,
This is
come
3 hours
back,
ago.
download it again. More from today, just in case. NPR and Today.
Okay.
Okay, let's see what this is.
So in this clip, it's called Groovin' with Terry Gross, and in this
it's
clip,
Howard Cancer Scare.
yeah, it's the second one.
I got it.
Groovin'.
All right.
Groovin'.
Hold on, because I have to save them.
I'll just set it. So this is Howard explaining what happened. And I've listened to every interview with this goblin my whole life. I've caught them all. I have never ever heard this explanation. And Gross does a pretty good job of mining some obscure material out of his life, and get him. This is the strangest thing, and this is his process. His precious process for this awful show.
Well,
and
keep
so
on talking because I'm downloading them right now so that I can put them on our site.
And Monique is
Meanwhile, Bon
spot
Jovial
on.
just literally spent the last hour making sure that the volumes were all perfect on all the stuff that was sent to us, and now these are just going to ruin the whole thing.
You guys in the chat today was spot on that he mysteriously loads the last show, but it's funny he didn't have that last week, so it's all these guests at once, and it's so he feels he's going to do a touchdown dance for a month straight and congratulate himself, and now go 2 weeks without a single guest. And so in this clip, he explains his stupid process.
So are we talking about the clip that says Groovin' NPR?
Yes, that's the first one.
All right, let me see if I can get this together for us. So wish me luck. Here we go.
We've been bringing up Groovin' a lot.
Out of the interviews, I like how it's presented in the book and all that. But really, there are days for me with the radio show, and now we put the show on 3 days a week. I'll turn to my people and say, all the people who work with me, and I'll say, look, for the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks, don't have any guests. I need to groove. Meaning, I still think my audience appreciates the most to this day.
No.
When I walk in, and yeah, I have an agenda, kind of, but I let things unfold. And it just morphs into this great kind of experience where you're sitting in a room with your friends and being funny. And
No, that's us.
I have to tell you, the days I know I have a guest coming in, I have knots in my stomach sometimes because I know I'm not going to be doing that thing, that groove.
Well, you talk to Jerry Seinfeld in one of your interviews
think it
about
ends
how
here.
he and you.
When is this from?
Terry Gross.
Like,
So all
how
you
old
paid.
is this?
So I was explaining this yesterday. So we did
Terry Gross
a
could
series,
literally bore the paint off of a fucking wall, like seriously.
but that's information I'd never heard before. So,
Hey, John.
and I think it explains what.
Oh, how old is this interview?
So yeah, I was
That's when the
explaining
book
to you
came
guys
out.
yesterday. I was explaining to you guys when the book came out. We did a series of, I believe,
Yes.
it was 3 shows where we
Yes.
covered his media tour.
Yes.
Bill Maher, he was on Conan's podcast. He actually brought up Marcy for the first time I've ever heard him bring Marcy up on Conan's show. And this was a big part of it. I went through this and I found some stuff, and it surprised me. It surprised me this had stuff in it, and this was I've brought this grooving thing up the last 2 weeks or last few days, and that was fascinating to me because now, if he has any knots in his stomach, you paying subscribers who are paying to hear these interviews, he's going to decide that he's not going to interview someone for months at a time if
You
he
see what
has
Azor
a
says,
knot
though?
in his stomach.
Azor says this is
honestly?
pure spin. Guests make his show 1,000,000 times easier for him. He's making lame excuses for getting nobody.
Azor's,
I
I
tend to
agree and I
believe that.
disagree. I totally see his point. And I see your. I just think. I do think there's a laziness too. You'd think for a guy like him, the guest would make it. Wouldn't you think, Monique, if you just talked to someone for an hour and a half? But I think he's too lazy to do the research himself on the guest. I think, and he's so stupid. He is such a limited metronome of what he's interested in that he gets. I mean, if you look at Rogan's show, and I'm tired of bringing Rogan up, but I mean, Joe Rogan talking to Ari Shaffir gets 10 times the views of Howard talking to Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
Rogan gets a lot of his cast-offs. People Howard turns down go to Rogan, and they get, 8 figures views on YouTube.
Yeah, yeah.
Because Howard's too stupid to say yes.
Am I the only one that noticed his lips trying to make it their way past those fake
Oh,
chompers?
you're so right. The lip
so
smacking.
Oh, it was like,
the
That's
lip
all I could
smacking.
hear.
Yep.
that's all I could hear on that clip. That's exactly right.
Every enunciation.
I think he was a little nervous to speak to Terry Gross because
that was
that's an intellect that's like 2 steps above him. So he's not really sure how to process questions that might be a little bit more introspective than what he's used to.
Isn't it ironic that Howard spent 20 years goofing on Gary's chompers, and then he went on AGT and got the fake chompers, and the only time it was brought up is like, oh yeah, I went to the dentist and got my teeth bonded. Like, you know, like a little gap. And but he clearly had like all these fake chiclets that still are shoved into his face that don't fit in his mouth.
Gary Puppet said, Arm, you don't give guests enough credit. They don't want to sit for 90 minutes.
I don't know about that. I think they're doing much less.
But
yeah,
I mean,
it
that's
is
a problem
long.
though too. I think the 90-minute sit down is a problem too, though. You know, especially if somebody's on the circuit and they're doing interviews with people for like new shows and whatever. They usually have like, you know, they have the whole press thing where foreign press comes in and they, you know, talk about the same stupid bullshit over and over again. And then they have the sit downs and the one-on-ones with the Jimmy Kimmels and things like that. But at best, what are those? 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe?
Yep.
You know, so who really has the time at like 7 o'clock in the morning, P.S., to sit down with him? And most people, other than Xavier, are really pretty much asleep at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. So who really wants to do an hour and a half at 6 a.m., you know, unless they really have to?
You
Seriously.
You would think there'd be some to that, but there's too much that goes into the show. They plunged. Sirius is too much into this show where they would and should accept any kind of I've seen lists. I've talked to people, whether it's John or Casey, where they get pitched names and they say it's because Howard turns down. He's too stupid to know who the person is or to even to have a modicum of interest in that person. People we love. You know, and he just goes, nah, what am I talking to him about? A sports guest. When's the last time he had a sports guy? Tom Brady, right?
No, he never
and that's
has
because
sports.
Brady was having a show on Sirius.
That's right. It was a serious promotion. All right, I need to move on to clips. Or else
Okay,
we'll never get
how about
through
this
tonight.
last one? This is for everybody. This is Howard's fake cancer scare.
The cancer scare, remember that?
Yeah, so a lot of people forget about this. He literally concocted a fake cancer to sell his
One of the
book.
things you
Right. And this was coming off of the Beth fake cancer scare.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So Terry Gross explains it pretty detailed too, which I had.
Well, a little
so you're
probably
gonna get
too
the
much
whole-
detail. It's
Yeah,
2 minutes,
maybe,
24
maybe.
seconds. I might have to kind of scroll through this.
too much mercury in your system, less fish, better blood cell count. But in the process of checking all that out, you had a body scan and there's a little shadow on your kidney, so you had to check that out and have exploratory surgery. Everything was fine, but it gave you a lot of chance to contemplate, like, what if it wasn't fine? What if you had cancer? What if the end was near? I mean, it was a cyst. Took a year to recover from the surgery.
A year to
year.
recover from a cyst shadow. Can we think about that for a second? A year to recover. How is that even possible?
I think Buchwald wrote that script.
A year
He's
to recover.
making up illnesses, so you might as well just a year, and we can't prove it. How do we prove how long this lasted, or how
I knew
long
we
his scare-
discussed
he
this
could
at the
take-
time, but a year to recover.
Yeah,
Think about that.
he could lie about anything he wants. We
Yeah,
can't.
doesn't matter.
We can't cross-reference it with anybody, or who he. And this is to sell this book. This is how much of a huckster he is. He's making up a cancer, and the book still bombed. By the way.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, and I want to go back to like
Massively.
Gary's book and the sales on that just when we're done with this clip. Let me finish it.
And really feel like you'd fully gotten back to yourself. So do you feel like that made you think
A year to
more
recover.
about, like, gee, what if I were dying? Like, what am I really afraid of or not afraid of about what that would mean?
Oh my God, that's why I wrote the book. I really,
No, you didn't.
I did not react well being told by a doctor that 95% chance you have cancer.
Bullshit.
I freaked out. And you want to know how unrealistic, again, and unprepared.
Bullshit. No doctor
You know,
would tell you have a 95% chance of having cancer. No
And even if
doctor.
there were, you know what a hypochondriac does, right? They concoct this. They sit around and concoct this stuff all day.
No
and give
doctor
themselves diseases.
would say that
and,
to you. Even if you had a lump on your breast, they would say to you, Let us just do the biopsy and see what comes back. That's it. Nobody is giving you a cancer scare.
They're not
Nobody.
giving you an over/under or odds.
Exactly. Exactly. And by the way, had he had cancer, he'd probably have like 3 months to live. That's what he would tell us, even though it was like completely curable.
Yep.
Whatever it was. The shadow. They're so fucking full of shit. I hate
I am
this
for
guy.
life. I somehow assume because my parents are 96 and 91 and have experienced very good health, that I'm entitled to
I
this,
know.
that
I'm
nothing
thinking-
bad should happen to me, which is, again, a ridiculous notion. But, man, if that doesn't rock your reality and get you into a frame of mind where, like, wow, how much time do I have left? And what is it I'm really trying to accomplish with that time?
Yeah, what you're trying to accomplish with that time is not eat anything, not have fun, not do anything that might make you, God forbid, gain like a pound or an ounce of weight, and just basically not live your life. Live your life sequestered in your home. This is probably like a dream come true for him.
Oh,
to
it's beyond. We
to
knew
be
that the
stuck
day it
in that
happened.
home.
We knew that the day it happened. We said that nobody loves COVID more than that. It just gives him an
Nobody.
out in every situation. He gets to
Nobody.
play scared. He gets to tell serious, I'm never going to come back. And who wouldn't take that? And then prolong it. He loves anytime there's an uptick, anytime there's what is it, Omicron, or is it a transformative planet or something? The
Yeah,
new
Kodachrome.
right. He loves it. He loves it. Anytime there's doom and gloom and upticks in states, it means it means less accountability for him. He doesn't have to come back into the studio.
Yeah, Melvin Letters says, if Wiggy did cheat death by a 5% chance, you think he'd be living a more fulfilling life? No, it's
No.
the exact opposite. He's going to be scared. He'll retreat even more, and never to be seen again by the public. Howard Hughes. That's who.
And by the way,
Howard Hughes.
just to say on the guest thing, this is why I don't buy that he can't get. There's a ban on the other shows on Sirius are not allowed to have. He has a ban on. That's how he's a silent partner. He has a ban on when Opie's show. They have proof of them blocking guests if Howard has to do them first. So he has access to all these people, and you don't. If they're on any other show, he raises hell.
Listen,
they can't do any other show.
I'm going to always, defy you on that silent partner thing.
No.
What I will say, though, is that you can't be a silent partner in a public company. You just can't. Okay, that's number one. Number two,
112 owns his show, by the way. Like, why didn't Letterman get fired for all the Me Too stuff? Where he's preying on interns and PAs? Because Worldwide Pants owned his show. That's why Howard has no accountability.
But if you would have talked to me like in the age of social media, which Letterman just skated, it might have been a little bit of a different story. But I think what you're trying to really say is if it was opposite and it was Oprah who was making $90 million on that channel and drawing in customers and, building a fan base for them, she would 1,000% have a say.
Isn't
in
his
things
stock
that happen.
alone just mathematically make him a silent partner? I mean, even if you just went by...
There is no such thing
stock-
as a silent
stock
partner
they gave
in a
him?
public company. It just doesn't exist. If you are a member of the corporate governance of any public company, you are exposed for who you are, how much you make, and what you do on a day-to-day basis. He cannot be a partner. It would be known. That's all.
What would be the point in silence? It's like the NDA. The point of an NDA is you don't talk about it. When we always talk about
That's,
if I had a non-
that's apples and oranges.
if you
babe.
tell someone you have an NDA, you're saying the guy has something to hide. That's why I have an NDA.
No, you can be important to the conversation about what is happening in the company just because they value your opinion. But the partner thing doesn't
At this
work
point,
for me.
most productions have NDAs regardless of.
Regardless.
Yeah, so it's like pretty standard, starter paperwork type stuff.
That's exactly right.
Especially in the age of ever since like MySpace and Facebook came out, everybody you gotta sign the NDA. Don't be posting shit online.
Yeah, stop saying silent partner is a load of shit.
I'll say whatever I want, G Canada, and I will sing you to freaking sleep in Saskatchewan, you pussy. Shut up.
Saskatchewan.
Go jerk off to Martin Short.
Oh, look who's here. Hold on. Greetings.
Greetings.
Dennis.
Not a silent partner. It's somebody that has a lot of options that he can dump and actually wreck the company.
It's Silent, it's Silent
that's what it is.
Jackie in the
Dennis
background.
is more of our Dennis is the
That's what
the
I mean. That's
Neil
what he has on
Cavuto
him.
of Radio Gunk.
He's got tons that he can just go, yeah, okay, because they made really bad deals. We never saw the bad deals they made with him.
No.
They made really bad deals with him.
Okay,
So
we have
that's
400 more clips to get through, so I got
Only
keep this show
400.
moving. Oh yeah, John sent me like.
I love you, G Canada. I'm just kidding. I was just.
Okay,
Ah,
where do you
Connie's
want to
from
go
Canada.
next,
Had a
Johnny?
long day. What?
Where do you want to go next, Johnny?
Dennis, you missed our groovin'. I
I'm
got
sorry.
groovin' for you.
I was out.
I got the Howard explaining groovin' for the 2 week the world's greatest interview with no
dear
guest.
God.
Gotta
no.
move,
In 2
Johnny.
weeks.
Johnny,
Let's move
I
it
love
along.
you all. Move
Let's move it along.
Do you want to go to the past shows or start with the current show?
No, I want to do
Birthday
current
wise?
show. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit about what went on today. So, Beth this morning saying happy birthday. A caller talking about how often does he listen to his birthday bash show. Trying to figure out what the hell gaslighting is, which I thought was hysterical. And, all right, so let's just start a little bit of it and see where we go with it, okay? Here we go. Bear with me.
Yeah, but today's my birthday. So Beth, when I woke up this morning, she goes, "Happy birthday, birthday boy." And I go, "Oh." She goes, "What do you want for dinner for your birthday?"
Ooh.
I said, "You know what? I'm going to break my diet. I'm going to have some spaghetti. I like spaghetti. It comforts me.
You animal.
But I really shouldn't eat the spaghetti because I'm gaining weight. Why am I gaining weight? Because it's fucking cold."
No,
See-
you
see
told
me
us
with the
you weren't
cursing?
eating spaghetti because your nutritionist told you that you can't eat spaghetti but once a year. This is
So-
what you told us yesterday.
So this 6'7" pin.
According to him, 6'5",
No,
100
Whatever.
I'm
he's
with Dennis. I'm with Dennis.
6'7".
I
know,
This
we've discussed this,
6'7"
I know.
thing shaped
Yep.
like a question mark.
190
Can't eat spaghetti because he weighs 165 fucking pounds.
190.
Whatever. You know it's
Fat
165. Fat ass.
Fat ass.
He can't have a
Lose 10 pounds.
plate of spaghetti, which is like that's like literally his big old his sheet is a plate of spaghetti.
Yeah.
And you realize that it's like gonna be a little bowl. Like this tiny little bowl
Exactly.
of
Like,
spaghetti.
the way they have those, like, gauges for spaghetti
Yes,
and you're supposed to eat,
exactly.
like, this much of it? That's
Yes.
him. That's
That's
exactly
him.
what he'll eat.
I,
Let me
uh,
finish-
How
let me
much?
finish the
He's not
clip.
eating.
Let me finish the clip.
Here in New York, and I go for my walk. I was doing a 4-mile walk a day.
You can't.
Every
You
day.
didn't walk yesterday, did you?
Fuck no. It was like 20 degrees.
That's what I
was freezing my ass. No, and then- And I don't like walking on a treadmill. I got a treadmill, but I don't like walking on it because my ankle starts to hurt. It's only when I walk outside.
Yeah, see,
God damn.
the Great Dane is having a little hip dysphagia now that he's he's
exactly.
getting into his like
One-
older
but
older.
pointed
days.
out this morning in the listening thread. This fucking billionaire.
Okay,
sorry.
we're trying not to curse.
I'm
Howard
sorry.
just cursed Monique.
This
Howard
billionaire went, has a place in Florida. It's warm, and yet he's still in the coldest place you could be on the beach in Long Island in January.
Dennis,
Think of
you
that.
know what
Just let
the
that set in.
temperature is? I looked at all the time New York temperatures. If
It's
if
gotta
Monique
be
is in Hell's
40.
Kitchen and it's 45,
Yeah.
in the Hamptons and Montauk Point it tends to be 25.
Oh,
So
absolutely.
it's even cold.
It's
Yeah,
cold and
it's actually
damp.
20 degrees. Yeah.
It was
It's probably
80
about
degrees.
29 degrees there.
It was 80 where his house is. It was 80 today.
I got Abe took us in the chat. We're not all
Abe
for
took us.
anti-Semitism, but Jew-tritionist is genius.
That is genius.
I don't see that.
It's
You
a
gotta
little
scroll
up.
up.
You got.
Wow, that's pretty. That's pretty.
By the way,
strong.
guys, we're all
That's
in
strong.
we're all pretty much Generation X, right? Howard's 20 years older than us. Do we not know what is in stuff now? We know calories, we know carbs, we know
It doesn't
what has
matter.
what vitamins. But like, why does a guy almost 70 even need? He knows exactly what's in this
Because
stuff. He knows.
he
I know he
is-
knows every vitamin and every
Because
carb and
he
every
needs an
calorie and
expert
everything.
for
I
everything
know.
he does.
Yes.
And he's the
Bingo.
mentality of a 14-year-old girl. That
Yep.
is literally what we're listening to. A 68-year-old grandfather who thinks he's a 14-year-old girl.
But he needs
I-
somebody to
I-
tell him. He needs somebody to hold his hand and say, "This is the way you write. This is the
Yep.
way you draw. This is the way you play chess. This is the way you play
This is how you
guitar.
run.
This
You
is
need
how
a
you
running
run.
back
This is how
shower.
you paint.
This is how you cut your toenail. By the way, the toenail thing.
Oh my God.
We didn't even play this, and I guess you can't. But he was talking about how he has no flexibility. He's literally rigor mortis. I mean, he is rigor bifida. He can't bend down
Yes.
to cut his own toenails.
Yes.
And
he
you
cannot
think if you were
bend.
thin, you could do that, and you were 6'7", that you
I
could
think
actually.
I'm telling you, he's a Great Dane with hip
I know.
dysplasia.
I know.
That's
Oh,
who
he's
he
worse
is.
than that.
No, nice hip dysplasia. I never
Okay.
thought, in all the time we do this, I'd hear hip dysplasia.
All right, I'm going to move on, and I'm going to go to the caller who asked him whether or not he listens to old birthday celebration videos.
Hey, you're on the air.
Come on, Howard.
Hey.
How often do you actually watch your birthday bash, the big your 60th birthday bash, and the
I don't watch it.
celebration of your life?
I don't watch it. I like I don't watch the birthday bash, but there are things on our YouTube channel that I will watch from time to time, and sometimes it just ends up on my feed because I don't know.
You know what would kill me? I was thinking about this when I heard this today. Do you ever think that maybe we wind up on his feed every once in a while?
Oh, totally.
absolutely.
It's like when you
absolutely.
Google pictures, Monique. When you Google pictures, we come up. Like the first five is Gary
He's
Puppet.
got a,
You damn well know that. I mean, it's got to drive them crazy too. I mean, honestly, it really does. It's got to drive them insane.
It has to. I mean, I just got such like a chuckle inside when I
There's
heard
no
him say
way.
that shit shows up on his feed, and I'm thinking to myself, we absolutely show up on that man's
100%.
feed.
There's no way.
pictures
And the best
just-
part of all, I made sure this morning that I hashtag Grandpa constantly.
I know.
Oh,
I know. I saw that. Was a
And
great
there's,
tweet
you
by you.
know that they
Great
saw
tweet
that.
by you today.
like a quick sidebar. We talked about Tim Stack a day or two ago, and then
Yeah,
all of a sudden,
he talked about
randomly,
Tim
Shuli
Stack.
has him
Julie's
on
show.
yesterday.
Yeah,
So
isn't that
weird.
amazing?
What a
Amazing how
coincidence!
that happens. Amazing how that happens. All right, let me just finish this clip real quick.
My computer seems to know I'm a Howard Stern fan, so. So the one I watch the one I watch over and over again, because I see there's like millions of hits, and I think the millions of hits are mostly me, but it's
Yeah.
the Adam Levine one where he's doing Purple Rain, because I just fucking get so moved by that. And
Again, cursing again. every
even
word.
the other night I was watching John Bon Jovi doing, I think he
Bon Jovi.
does
that
where
song.
John's
I know
playing the
That's
guitar.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I know we've talked about this before, and it just bears mentioning that he loves talking about how that Purple Rain has so many listeners and has been viewed so many times. And as everybody
Yep.
who listens to us knows, the only reason it has so many views is because Prince notoriously
Yes.
did not allow
Yep.
any of his music onto YouTube or any streaming
Yep.
sites. as a
He was
matter
one of the
fact.
pioneers. Him and Don Henley were the pioneers of that movement. I remember going to look for The End of the Innocents and Boys of Summer. I love both those songs. And I couldn't. I'm like, what is going on? And I'm looking and I'm looking and I'm looking, and all you saw was
So
covers.
true.
And the covers would get 1 million views.
Of course.
And I'm going,
Oh,
this
nothing
is
worse
crazy.
like-
And it's just like that. Monique's right spot on.
Yeah,
So
it's like-
when he died, everybody started to look that up. And, most of those 60 million views, honestly, are probably like from the first 6 months when Prince
Right.
died.
So, the other thing is that Adam Levine is such a pedestrian musician.
Singer,
Well, Dennis,
guitarist,
it's just like
musician,
Train,
He's
Dennis.
pedestrian about him.
It's just
Pedestrian.
like Train. It's just like Train. Milk,
And-
milk
and it's-
cookie
that is-
cutter.
Right.
It's such a disgrace that is the Purple Rain that has all those views, because it is a miserable
It's
cover
horrible.
of that song. It's miserable, and but it just shows that people were so desperate to see something that's at Purple Rain that they'd watch even that.
I'm surprised that Howard didn't make Adam Levine do like the Bat Dance song. If
Yeah,
he
yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
wanted to
Yeah.
hear something special for his birthday. That would have been like so deliciously terrible.
No, somebody talked him out of it. That's why. That
And
literally
he's a-
somebody talked him out of it.
And he's a basic guitarist. He's a basic singer. He just oh my god, I love this comment. Howard watches that birthday bash like Nora Desmond.
David is killer. He's like rookie of the year.
David
He's
is
like Gunk.
brilliant.
That
He's
is
on the
no.
he's on the
classic
Death comments. Yeah.
I used to think Christina Brown was like my, my foster child, but David comes through in the clutch.
G Canada writes, if old Howie was a 14-year-old girl, then he would get what he wanted, what he's always wanted, to get banged by a 14-year-old boy.
Exactly.
All right, so where are we going next? So he was talking about how he watches his show, but not really. He just watches some of the musical guests that he's had on there. And the reality is his show is not on YouTube. So it's not something that he would actually gain access to if he's not watching something that's of his own.
Could you imagine?
The comment by Roberto Blanco, he writes, Howard used to archive all those media mentions. There's no way he doesn't listen to radio. Blanco, you're spot on. JD's sitting there, every other hit is us, and he can't bring it up, and it's got to drive him crazy. The picture JD, everything is us coming up, and he can't present it to him, and you knew. And even so, back in the day when he used to argue with tapes and then try to start, he would mention any other even if it was negative. And he would tear you to shreds.
It's actually quite curious how that whole birthday show just kind of has disappeared.
Yeah, because they couldn't sell it to anybody, so
nobody wants it.
Oh, that's right. He's trying to sell it,
and you can't put it on YouTube because no one will watch it. I mean, it really is quite fascinating. The alleged king of all media has a giant birthday
is he
show.
Waiting for Whalecock or whatever the fuck?
Yes, Whalecock to help him.
He did mention today that he should have retired after that because that was such
yes,
the
he should have.
Of his
he
career.
Should, 100%.
Truest statement ever.
Yeah, not too dissimilar to his stupid black and white farewell from AGT.
Oh my God.
that made him feel so special and so loved. He really should have just that should have been a swan song.
Didn't like the video portion of, like, I know YouTube had a Howard TV account. I wonder if that's still in existence. In fact, really funny thing about that is after they fired everybody on Howard TV, like a couple months later, you can tell like Beth was using the wrong computer and she uploaded that. Remember the ice bucket challenge?
Yeah.
Like she uploaded it onto the Howard TV account.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Really
actually, the birthday bash comes about. Howard TV is fired like just months before that birthday bash. It's just one of the big sticking points. I remember too when I was going through the old birthday shows from the late '90s. Guess when it ended? Right, '99. No, I'm sorry. There is no '99. 96, 97, 98. There is no '99 because what happens in 1999? He gets divorced. Right? So Allison's such a major part of the show. He's not divorced. He doesn't announce his separation, I should say, in November of '99. So he's on the outs with Allison. Nobody knows this, or nobody. And I theorize that he'd been estranged from her since Stuttering John's wedding in '97.
Oh, easily.
You can't have the birthday show because where's Allison? They'd be like, well, where are your kids? Where's Allison? So he was going through all that stuff, and he couldn't identify. It would bring attention to the separation months before he even wanted to announce it. That's why the birthday show was canceled.
I love the way Canadians speak sometimes.
Yeah.
What kind of straight man with actual testicular provenance would watch AGT, Dancing Stars, Idol, etc.? I wouldn't even be with a woman who would watch that trash.
Everything's a province or a provenance.
Because that's his life. He is so bereft of intelligence. That he wants simplicity.
Thank you, Robert Frost.
In his brain. And
dropping loads in Jupiter.
And he gets it by what is dropping? Oh, shooting ropes, dropping loads on Jupiter.
Wow, that's
okay.
Strong.
Rupert Pumpkin spot on. Howard and Trump have the exact same addiction as to what newspapers write about them. Yep, there's so many similarities, Rupert. We can go all day with Howard and Trump. Many similarities.
Absolutely. All right, so I wanted to talk really quickly about the fact that Howard doesn't know what gaslighting is, and I just wanted to touch on it really quickly because he's the king of this, and so it just amazed me today that he wouldn't even know. So it's called gaslighting, but he, of course, bastardizes it and calls it something else completely.
Team Ronnie, Mike's a gaslighter. What is a gaslighter again? I forget.
I don't really understand that term.
Neither one
Somebody
of
needs to explain it to me.
I remember Natalie Maines wrote a song about gaslighter, and she described it to me, and I was like, what the fuck is she talking about? I don't even know.
I think it means. I think it means when somebody tries to convince you that you're crazy, like that you, like Mike's
quite.
trying to convince Ronnie that that nothing happened when in fact he did it, so he's gaslighting him.
I think of it as differently. Like gaslighting
Gary's
to
kind
me.
of dumb.
It's to change to believe that your reality is wrong, and that actually it's something else. That that what you believe is not really reality. That's gaslighting.
Well, not even just reality. That the person doing it to you is trying to convince you that you're wrong, basically, about how you perceive something to be, and you need help because you're wrong.
Yeah.
Correct.
And it's like, no, I know that I know, that I put air in the tires today. And it's like, no, you did not.
Yeah.
If you recall correctly, I did it like 2 weeks ago, and you never did it. I mean, this is a stupid reference. I don't even know why I'm saying that.
But no, you're right though. That's a great example of what it is. It's basically make you doubt actual real facts.
Self-doubt.
It's self-doubt of actual real facts. But
he doesn't know it because the psychiatrist didn't tell it to him.
He has a 79 IQ. What do you expect?
And let's think about that for a second. He's been going to the same shrink for 25 years. So you got to think his shrink is probably like 72, right? I mean, his shrink probably is just as old as he is.
Well, his shrink, he's got to be bored from buying all those big houses and Ferraris with all this money.
Oh my God, he's made a shit ton of money.
Monique, clear this up for me, because as an off and on mental patient like I am, I've always been I've been taught psychologist is the guy you see for therapy. Psychiatrist is the guy you go to for medication. Right, and I'm a glorified pharmacist. So now he's going to a psychiatrist because he somehow has trained himself into thinking this is more upscale to say that this guy is more certified. So he's not.
No, actually, what it is what they specialize in, and the specific type of shrink that Howard goes to believes in. It's a type of therapy, and when we had done the shrink show, we talked about it ad nauseum. It's a certain type of doctor who believes in like a long kind of process to get to some sort of finality, which never ends. I mean, obviously, it's been going for over 20 years.
It's psychoanalysis, and it's the wrong type of doctor for somebody that is as messed up as he is.
He thinks he's white trash if he uses psychologist instead of psychiatrist as a euphemism for such a piece of shit.
I know we've had this conversation before, but when I went for therapy a couple of years ago...
Is this the one that ran away from you?
I was having a really fucked up life at the time.
Language?
But at some point, I'll never forget this. I would, be going from my apartment. I'd take the bus downtown, like straight down 2nd Avenue. And I would be sitting there listening to music and thinking to myself, okay, what are you going to talk to her about today?
Yep.
And when you get to that point, you don't need them anymore because
you feel you have to entertain your therapist.
Right, I have to entertain the person who's trying to.
She looks bored. She's yawning. She's looking at her notes.
Not exactly, but
it's like you're going on a talk show. It's like you're going on.
You feel like you need to give them something to justify the $225 you're spending for 45 minutes sitting in a goddamn chair.
So let's juxtapose Howard. That's a tough one. Howard actually thinking about lyrics to songs to talk about with his. I mean, seriously, he actually has said that, and I believe him. I believe that.
Horsetooth Sara thinks that he got the word "id" from a Neil Young song.
Oh dear God!
What?
It's a Pearl Jam Neil Young team up, and he used the word "id" like in psychology. It's all like from his whole vocabulary.
Well, that's Freudian. To actually like discuss the id is very Freudian, and to say that you have like this subsection in your brain that is controlling the bad or different impulses that you spew out. So that's a completely different thing as well. So there's Jungian psychiatry,
like
and there's
George
Freudian psychiatry. There's a couple of different schools of thought of what is the right process. All I know is that all they basically try to do is blame it on your fucking mother or your father or your childhood or
Yes.
things that happened to you in your past,
Spot
and
on.
that they manifest themselves as you get older.
Yep.
And, you know, I really would never ever go back to a therapist or anyone again, because I know, and what
Yeah,
I've
but-
realized in life.
Malik, I'm sorry.
What?
Abe took us on the anti-Semitism. He just making me laugh with how I'm guilty. He puts yid instead of id, and
Yid,
ego and super ego. It's very
Okay,
true.
I was just
couldn't-
let me just button this up, and all I was gonna say is that
button it up? Okay.
the one thing I've realized in life is that people don't change. You know, the person you know at 8 years old is the exact same person you know at 50 years old. People do not intrinsically change who they are. You know, if you're always like a whiny bitch crybaby, you are still that person. Even though you might hide it, you might control it a little bit better, but you're same. Like if you're a mean asshole when you're like 6 or 7 or 8
Yep.
years old, you're still a mean
100%.
asshole. You just
So-
don't change. So people
if
don't
you're a little-
change. Understand that. Move on. That's it.
So if
But
you're the
barring
little
some
boy that
traumatic
wants to
experience,
grab his,
You don't change.
so if you're
What?
a little boy that wants to grab his boyfriend's junk, you don't change. Just like
well,
Howard.
listen. You know what? Little boys grab little
Well,
boys'
no, Howard.
junk.
Wait, what?
well, yeah, the theory that he's in the closet, and the reason he goes to therapy
ain't
is
in the
because
closet.
he's so he
That
just
closet's
wants
wide
to-
open.
he's still hanging in there a little bit.
Come on. It's like
Oh, you're so right,
Liberace
Rooster
and
Cyber.
Richard
It's all right.
Simmons.
Jungian psychiatry does not blame parents. That is definitely more Freudian.
That's Freudian. Freudian always blames your parents.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Portnoy's complaint. We had a show for that.
Yes, we did.
Pablo Papano and your great Depp comments.
Oh my God! Right. That's so right. Okay,
Remember
what's
that?
he saying? The Jewish teen book Portnoy's complaint and how that character is more man baby boomer comedy archetype like. Yes.
Yeah,
you're
Woody
exactly right,
Allen.
Pablo.
Wow.
All right, we're getting
very
into
deep,
like some
actually.
serious weeds here, so let me move on a little bit.
Fun conversation.
How much more is there left?
Okay, there's a clip. There's 2 clips on here that have zeros on them, so I'm not necessarily sure that was something that Bon Jovial had done. Oh, this was just talking about the Purple Rain video and why it's so successful. Hang on a second.
Look at this. The Purple Rain video has 69.5 million views on YouTube. And I
Wow.
think I'm responsible
I think
for
that's
69
almost
million.
like
Perfect
half of
Princess
Gangnam
responsible.
Style or something.
Yeah,
No,
it's like
no,
bigger than Gangnam
They
Style.
went into a half hour of Gangnam Style.
That's a
by the way.
video I love. I go back and revisit that one too. I can't believe that. That motherfucker, when he dances, it's like, holy shit.
Does Gangnam
What's
Style
going on in
have
South
cursing?
Korea?
I like.
Cursing's
I like
crazy. Really tune into the cursing. Every other word.
yeah,
Well,
and
you
I
know,
like
now that
Emily's
I'm
version.
trying so hard not to curse,
Yeah,
all I hear
listen
is
to
this
him.
cursing.
Right.
This is
And I
Which
love
is
Emily's.
bizarre.
I love Emily's version of that video.
I know. I was going to put it up. I just didn't have time. I just didn't have
funny.
time. All right. Now, of the videos, what do you think we should go to? Well, let's see what we have here. Let me tell you what I have here.
I'll tell you what I think you should do.
Okay. We have Rob Zombie and Ellie Wentworth. We have
That's
Howard's
today. That's from
Mommy
today.
Therapy. We have, see, Birthday Bash speech doesn't look like it's zeroed out on my thing, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that.
Hey, Mo.
Then I have MP4s. I have David Bowie 1998. I have Ellen Stern 1998. I have Howard in limo with
Ralph and Grillo.
Ralph
Hey, Mo.
and Grillo. I have Howard wishes cancer on Morton Downey. I had Howard's
Wait.
parents 1998. I have Howard Stern Show Wives
We're
1997.
going into the weeds on this.
The Marcy Turk, which I'm assuming is the speech portion.
Yeah.
Natalie
Saved his life.
Portman and Marissa Tomei, Ambushed, and Trump 1997, and I'm not sure what that's about. So
Yeah, this is just moments of birthdays
way-
we were gonna
way back when.
because he's not doing anything. We were gonna celebrate what the birthday bash was and just sift
G
through
Canada
the
didn't
moments.
know what Gangnam Style is.
What?
Honest,
Hey,
yeah,
Mo.
exactly.
Is this thing on?
What thing?
Wow.
Oh, there you go. No, never mind.
What happened?
You know, he says they have what, 69 million? You know how much Gangnam Style has? It has 4.3 billion views.
Billion.
Oh, it's just like Gangnam Style.
Yeah,
You
it's
see?
Just like
that.
Gangnam Style.
Didn't he just say it has more?
Yeah,
half,
no, he
half.
said half of.
Half.
Oh, half. Oh, that's right.
It's real close.
Very close.
Right. Funny how Wiggy wants everybody to be in therapy except for his kids and Beefus, says Azores. Probably
Yep.
terrified what they would tell a shrink about him. You know what? I would not doubt that an Emily Stern is in therapy.
Oh
Gotta
God.
be. Gotta have
Oh,
you not?
she's on.
Gotta
She's
be.
on the
She's on
freaking
lithium.
flyer plan. I mean, honest to God.
She she has this.
What, Ronnie Spector died?
Yeah,
she did.
today.
Holy crap, really?
Yeah.
Adios.
Wow.
Be my corpse.
Oh,
Be
God.
my
Okay.
corpse.
So where do you want to start, John? I'm not
Well,
gonna.
the Rob Zombie alley one is from today. That's him bragging about having the same birthday as his two best friends mysteriously.
Okay.
And by the way, happy birthday, Amanda Pete, because that's today. I'm surprised she didn't come up.
So yeah, it's my birthday.
yeah.
I share it with Rob Zombie and two people that I personally know, Rob Zombie and Ali Wentworth.
Allie's
the-
birthday is this day?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and like for a couple of years, we actually celebrated together on the same day.
Is that right?
What'd you do? Look at fat people on TV with their laser pointer? You assholes.
Yeah, but
That was funny. That was funny. Money.
she apparently is not affected by COVID. She's everywhere. She
Didn't
has
she
birthdays.
have it really bad at one point?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. She has parties. She has everything. In other words, she left. She's like, well,
In other words, she's living her life because
other
she's
words-
over
Yeah.
being like stuck in her fucking house.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's tired of this and is done and not a hypochondriac like you, Pelican.
In other words, he's kind of backwardly bragging too how afraid of it is.
Totally.
Yeah.
How he could just hide in his basement.
I'm more afraid of COVID than you are. I'm better than you.
Oh, I just hate him so
Xavier,
much.
didn't we look at today what Howard is older than? Did you
older
actually
than-
do anything with that
I think he's older than
information
Social
today?
Security.
Oh,
He's
older than Social Security,
He's older
right?
No, he
than the
isn't.
polio shot.
Older than the polio.
He's older than like, I mean, obviously like color TV. He's older than dirt.
We were talking about it. We were just going through
Oh, the
whole
hydrogen
list
bomb.
of.
He's older than the hydrogen bomb.
That's right.
Yes,
He's
that's and the neutron bomb. Let's.
Yeah, there you go. But the one he's older than Social Security. That was the one that really got me.
Yes, Social Security was signed into law in 1954 after he was born.
Wow! Holy crap!
So
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
he could technically have a Social Security number 0000001.
He's
All right.
He's older than the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay,
Oh,
so
nice. Yeah,
nice,
yeah.
good one.
Older
What
than
is-
the NFL.
And the Seattle Mariners. And
They were in expansion. Yeah.
The Jets.
The Dallas
winning.
Mavericks. The Jets.
Jets.
winning.
Howard's mommy therapy. What is that?
Yeah, this is him. This is him bragging about, I guess, putting an extension on his parents' house.
Oh, and he spent so much money.
Yeah,
oh,
and
I hated
I'm
that
trying to
whole
figure out
thing,
what
yeah.
year this is, and he's not giving you any context. And you know it's when he was like he's been making $31 million since the late
Hey.
90s.
Right, and he's trying to say he was a man of
Yeah,
like meager
he's trying
means.
to right. Yes.
But here he is, changing their
Making-
whole house around because
making
they're
six
living in
figures in the late
squalor. They're
was
living in
making-
squalor.
He was making six figures in the late 70s.
And when he was
Yeah.
6
25, I know.
figures.
All right, I'm gonna try something really like crazy and obnoxious with you
No.
guys, but I want to be able to like not have everybody talk at the same time.
We're trying not to. I'm sorry.
You kind of not all of you. So, I just want to just take it down a notch. It's birthday show. We have a lot of clips to get to. I want to play some stuff. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Not even paying attention to what Xavier said. Don't even care. All right, here we go. Mommy therapy.
yesterday I was going nuts.
Okay, Monique.
I was about to talk to the psychiatrist. I saw my mother was calling. It was one.
Yes, John.
Sorry. I want to give you a heads up. I think he curses like 100 times around this. Just
He does. He does.
you can't. There's
Whatever.
nothing you can get. There's no clip you can get him on the show.
I
where he's
know,
not
and
cursing
I'd have to like
Fargan
censor
ice
everything
hole.
before I even
All right.
play it. I know. Okay.
It's a psychiatrist time, so I was like, oh fuck. I'll call her back. This whole session's 45 minutes. I'll call her back in 45 minutes.
Oh, this isn't about building the
I
house.
said to
is
the
it?
psychiatrist,
Yeah,
Jesus
it is,
Christ,
it is.
you know
Building
what's fucking driving me crazy
He's not
today?
the dentist, no?
My
No, it's
mother's
building
gonna
too.
call every 3 fucking minutes
Four.
until I pick up that phone. Be patient. Why don't you finally tell your mother to stop calling everything, that you will call her back as soon as you're able to, that she should know
Thank you,
that.
sir.
I said, because it does no good.
He doesn't know. They are immune to anything you say.
Oh, my God. Well, I'm sitting there talking to a psychiatrist. I don't even know what happened because The whole time I'm staring at the phone to wait to see how many times my mother calls me.
Which by the way, let me just throw it out there. He's having the phone or Zoom call with his psychiatrist because Howard doesn't use his cell phone in his house because he thinks that people might listen in. So he has wired phones in his home. So basically what he's doing is looking down at the actual phone, like the desk phone that he has.
Now you think why I'm so obsessed with that 1%er rich guy lifestyle.
It's 0.1%.
We don't know anything. We don't know anything. What goes on in the Castle Gay Skull?
Hey, Mo, when he answers the phone, do you think he goes ahoy hoy?
Ahoy hoy!
Jesus. I actually think that he doesn't even use Zoom to do the things because Zoom could be that could be hacked. He probably does regular phone calls. I don't even think he does Zoom with the therapist.
I know. I doubt that too, Dennis.
I doubt that too. I actually think he actually makes a regular phone call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so
he doesn't even want him looking at his back.
Are you sure this is the right clip?
I think he's building to it, Monique. I'm pretty sure.
Well, it's a slow build. 48 seconds left on it, so it's
a slow build.
Play it out.
Of course.
Well, 45 minutes go by, not one single phone call from my mother. And I said, good for her. She's learning to be patient. That the world doesn't revolve around.
You didn't have your therapy session because you were looking at the phone.
Well, I hang up the phone. What do I find out?
What?
She called Beth.
Yeah, this is about the dentist.
She wasn't
this has nothing to do with
I can't get a hold of Howard.
Beth was on the hydro, and she's never once interrupted her own hydro session. The whole session is 20 minutes or something.
Right.
And she goes, well, I saw it was your mother. I said, I better pick up. I go, you should. She's got to learn to be patient. She goes, well, what if it was something very serious? I go, let's say it was. What is, we always assume my father died or something. My mother's called. Whenever I see my mother calling in a panic, I go, let's say my father did die. What would I do? It can wait 45 minutes. I'm not going to spring. I mean, it's not like I can.
How dicky is that, huh?
Well, that's on a dick level that is immeasurable, actually.
Yeah.
I must have mislabeled it, Monique. I put mommy therapy thinking, but it is that. It is kind of that. I must.
Well, basically, he started talking about how his mother would complain about the fact that she was living in squalor.
Yeah.
And that.
Ben
hey, thank you, Ian Seiler. Thank you so much. Your boy Jimmy Dore went on Stern Hard about basically everything you guys say about Howie, including ripping him about wearing a wig. Might be a good video to cover just for the comments. Okay.
How's he my boy?
Okay,
there's a guy that does a great Vince Vaughn impression on there. But yeah, he's had 4 with the Rogan stuff and then defending Oprah. And yeah, it's good stuff. I definitely maybe next time. You don't want to do it today, do you?
No, I absolutely do not.
Yeah, next time.
How do you not freak out every time your 100-year-old parent calls? So true. He's really just a heinous human being.
Do you want to play the Robin clip I sent you about her taking over her mom's hospital stint?
Don't see that.
Or is it? It's different. It was a second email.
Or it could have been the third email. I really didn't see it. I'm so sorry.
It says more from today. Robin saves her mom.
I can't do it. I don't have the process by which to download it, upload it, re-upload it, and put it in.
Very articulately stated, Monique.
I'm sorry.
It's a process.
I buy it.
I'm gonna have from now on. I'm gonna have an hour cutoff time before the show. So if you get it to me by 8, if we're doing a 9 o'clock show, then I'll be able to put it in. But anything after that,
it's Robin bragging about taking care of her mom, and her mom was gonna get thrown out of the hospital, and Robin swooped in and saved her.
Right.
Ooh.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Don't forget you stole all the mesothelioma money, you bitch. Jesus Christ. Look at Robert Blanco says, my grandma's 105. I feel blessed every time I get to talk to her. Wiggie's such an asshole. What were you saying, Xavier?
Oh, did she use that money from that scam charity that she had that named after
the
tennis?
15 Foundation, probably.
No, the something 40 or Love 40 or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The other scam one.
There's so many scams along the way that you just kind of forget about them.
I forgot about that one. Yeah.
Huckster's Paradise.
Okay. So now I'm on MP4s. So
okay, let's go to. So this is. I thought people would get a kick out of old birthday show memories of how it used to be. And some stuff I found, and I was going through 3 years, and like I said, there was one that Xavier wanted of Gilbert roasting Howard's parents, and I believe it was because Allison's in the video. Howard TV was not allowed to include it, and it's very edited. without
is
a
it?
doubt. And so that's not in there. So let's go with the limo. Let's go with Howard in a limo. This is when he used to give access to him a little bit. So on the way to the birthday show, it's just Howard, Ralph, and Grillo planning to go to.
Go ahead.
Okay, here we go. You good?
No.
Going over to the bar.
Look at that hair.
Ralphie boy is going to give me a little makeup so I don't look quite 42 years old. I am surprised.
42, guys.
I am surprised.
Look at Ralph.
I always like to celebrate my birthday.
Look at the world's oldest teenager. He's in
grand
full
stuff.
Columbine mode, Monique. Trench coat, sneakers, right?
Look at that.
Ralph
He's
looks
enrolled in
absolutely-
Columbine High School.
With
Ralph looks
his ironed down hair. Look at Ralph though.
No chin.
He looks as queer as could be. I mean,
grand
seriously.
style. I'm an important
Wow.
player, and I
You'll
deserve
never
it.
see access like this again.
Look at those
Okay,
teeth.
42 years old. Can
Look
we
at his
just
hair.
think about that for a second?
I know.
Wow.
And we considered him old then.
Of
This
course
is
we did,
96.
because
Yep.
we weren't.
Yep.
His hair's noticeably
I'm an
thinner.
important man in the industry, and I need to.
That
I
wig
need to
is
be
not very good.
worshipped.
Look at Ralph scurrying
Gotta
around.
be worshipped. There's a guy out front making a skull, a snow sculpture
All the poppers.
of my name, which isn't good enough for me.
Look at Ralph doing
I
makeup.
will urinate on that.
Look at him. Yeah, he's not
Nose.
gay.
Look at that old
No,
nose.
No, not at all.
He's on the.
And I always say,
He's
well,
not gay.
I know one day
That-
I'm going to walk into something.
Is that Goodstein holding his knapsack
Yes.
or?
There's Grillo, there's Goodstein.
All right, I'll see you.
He looks like a utter freak. I mean, really. He does.
I'd never seen this footage. I think Howard TV added this, Monique. So now that this is the K-Rock lobby,
Yeah.
and they're leaving. These shows were live in the morning, right, Dennis? So this
Yes.
is like it's still dark out. This is 57th Monique and 6th Avenue.
Look at
Yes.
that prom
Okay.
limo. Look at that prom limo.
Hold on a second. It stopped itself for some reason.
That's like a quinceañera limo.
Yeah.
So they can afford the prom ones.
My expectations are that it will be a great show.
This is
Usually
this
is.
Very.
There'll be many
Gee,
people
how high
there
is-
who want
how
to
high
never
is
see
Ralph?
this again.
Although this year I
Wearing
wonder.
sunglasses.
You're
with all
going
the
down
weather and
Fifth Avenue. I
everything,
know that's Snowflake.
Okay.
Actually,
No,
there's
I think
57th
Ralph
Street
will
and
be my
Fifth
biggest
Avenue is
guest.
right where that Snowflake is.
for you both.
So my expectations are low, actually, Doug. Because
It is Doug Goodstein, see?
I can't imagine. I don't want to be disappointed. This way, if like Dr. Ruth shows up, I'll be happy.
So what are they going
My
to? What is this?
expectations
They're
are
going to
very
his
low.
birthday party. So they're picking him up and they're going to the 96th
Right.
birthday party. I think the
42nd
Hammerstein
years
Ballroom.
old.
I can't imagine. But Bully Shore will be my biggest guest, and I'll be happy.
I mean, really, seriously,
I
how
think this
high
should be
is
the
Ralph?
last year for the birthday.
That
show.
he's
You know,
wearing
I have to
sunglasses.
tell you, his
Black.
daughter
You
looks
hear what he just said,
exactly
Monique?
like him. No, what he said?
What?
I think this is the last
can't
year
take
for the
it
birthday
anymore.
show. It's
I
96.
think this should be the last year for the birthday show. I can't take it anymore. I really do get embarrassed.
Especially on this one when you're up on the stage.
I hate
up
Ralph.
on the
Look at
stage
Ralph.
and
I know.
all the-
They seem a
He's
little
got
coked out.
sunglasses. Got sunglasses
expect
on
it
at
to be a
5 in the
So
morning.
pathetically affected.
Yeah,
Yep.
Doug's not even listening. Doug's not even listening to my answer.
Great follow-up questions, Doug.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Grillo.
Doug,
He's
did it
such a
take you all
baby.
night to think up that question?
You should go forward in this business.
20 minutes.
He needs 3 assistants to arrive at this birthday party. Now this is real
Look at
security.
Ronnie.
Ronnie's not security yet. Now take note, Ronnie's just a limo
Ronnie's
driver.
just a limo driver.
That's the real security at that point.
Doug, what are my expectations? Doug,
Look at that hair.
I don't even think he listens to my answers.
Wow, you see dead end dust, Monique?
No.
He said I was dead end dust rights. I was supposed to work that party,
Shot you're gonna want to take.
but I got snowed out in '96.
All my friends are here. Wow.
All my friends are here. My big birthday show.
Look at
I
this.
knew Robin wouldn't let me down.
Wow.
Here we go again. Honor me. Honor me. Wow, look at this.
Jesus Christ,
Oh,
where is
do I
this?
love this.
Embarrassing. It's the
That
Hammerstein
is-
Ballroom.
Nice
embarrassing.
place. They just cleaned it up from the bar mitzvah that afternoon.
Exactly.
That's embarrassing.
Wow.
Bar mitzvah.
Texaho writes, remember, Howard earned that look.
Yeah, sure he did.
Two master, coquettish is, we're not worthy of that word. I love a good
Coquettish
coquettish.
is a great
It
word.
is coquettish.
So that was
yes.
96, 95? When was it?
96. Dead End Dust in the chat says he's supposed to work that party. In what capacity? Were you going to be one of his hair plugs?
Where are we looking? Dead End Dust. Okay.
He's
here
on the
we are.
top. Lonnie, yeah,
I'm
Lonnie.
supposed
Was
to work that party where it gets snowed out in 1996. All right, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Well, I want to know what capacity. Give us more dirt.
Yeah.
It means
I
Beth
appreciate
was
it, but-
21 when that happened. And Stacy
no.
hasn't been born.
No, I think Gary, that I don't think that's like really a wedding place. That is the Hammerstein
Intern.
Ballroom,
Intern.
which is really made for like rock bands play there and stuff like that. So it's not really a ballroom per se. I mean, they might have stuff there,
I'm
but
sure.
it's mostly for
the New Romantics play the next day.
Yeah, exactly.
Dead End Dust, do you have any intel on how much did they spend on the party at the time? Infinity, K-Rock, CBS, whatever the hell you want to call it. What do you think they?
Oh, it's the
ballpark
Plaza.
for?
It's
Oh, it's
not
the Plaza
Hammerstein
Hotel. Okay.
Ballroom.
I've been there.
Well, we kept on going back and forth between those places, so it's an easy mistake to make.
All right, let's move on.
You
What
know
else
they
you
dropped
got?
probably like 20, 30
It's at the
grand
Cardozo Hotel.
just to
This
rent
is
the
all
room.
like production money, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there wasn't a dime out of his pocket.
No, of course
What do we want to do next?
You want to stay in that year? Do you
Yep.
see anything from 96?
I have 98,
Howard
98.
Howard wishes cancer on Morton Downey.
Parents in 98 as well. This is 97.
Go to the Stern Wives in 97.
Okay.
So this is the whole the wives table. And you
That's
get to
Allison
see,
Norris, right?
Yeah.
By the way, all the show wives are sitting at the table. It's the First Wives Club over there. There it is. Nancy Sirianni Martling and Fred's wife,
Allison Furman Norris
and Gary's wife, Mary, is here, making an unusual appearance.
and John's future first wife.
Is that right? All the first wives are
right
here.
there, too, yes.
The beautiful Allison Furman Norris, the
Yes.
actress, of course. You've probably seen her in Tony.
Star of
They're all
Listener.
they all punted above their
Yeah, they did.
goal height. Jesus Christ, they really did.
Tony and Tina's wedding. How are you, Allison?
Happy birthday, Howard.
Thank you. And you and Fred
Allison
seem to be
Norris
you
is
don't seem to
insane,
be
though.
fighting.
We're still married.
You are still married. What is your prediction? Do you think things will work itself out?
I think so.
You
yeah.
do. You
I
badly
do.
want them to.
Yeah. I
That's
think
right.
So. It depends on the movie.
I got to be honest with you. If the movie goes off, you might have to leave. I got to tell you, I didn't recognize you with your clothes on. I'll be honest. So I apologize for that.
Different, all right.
That's right. And of course, Nancy Sirianni Martling is here. A very beautiful woman who just appeared on E. How are you?
and
Who's
has her own
behind it?
webpage.
Oh, is that right? Do you have your own webpage? That's right. It's true. I did go to
Wow,
it.
that's pretty hip in
Yes, I
97.
was. I certainly was. I was on
spent
there.
a lot of time with you lately.
How is your
I'm
acting
going
career going? Are you doing anything that we should know about?
No, I've just been
Taking
doing the
Jack's-
band
Jackie's
thing. I got
money.
a CD.
You're doing a
coming out.
band now.
You
Oh,
have a CD coming out on what
You know
label?
that. Big Orange Marble. You know that.
I see. You're just working on your CD.
What label?
What label are you on?
The Off Our Rockers label.
That would be Jackie's money you're spending again, isn't it?
I'm waiting to get picked up by Olio.
Yeah, lucky man. By the way, and what about Allison Furman Norris? You're in the acting business as well.
Any other parts?
Are you going to get out of that Tony and Tina's wedding? I know it upsets Fred that you're nude on stage. Not nude, but, in various stages of undress on
Who
stage.
does she remind me of?
Are any plans to take care of
Actually, I
Fred?
was thinking about leaving.
What?
Is that true?
About that.
Really? Now, what were you...
Oh, don't you say anything, Jackie.
This is a copycat.
What about your relationship with Fred? You will not...
Compromise. She wanted to go to Russia.
I didn't hear what he said.
Fred, do you know about this, or is this... Oh, you do know.
Happy vacation.
What is she going to do in L.A.? Is this a vacation? Or?
What?
We have a very liberal marriage.
You do, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you for a few months myself.
But what is she planning to do?
Why am I
Acting career?
listening to this? Why are we here?
Thought maybe I
I have
would
no
check
idea.
it.
You do, I
Yeah.
see. Well, this
Why
is
are we
very
here?
interesting news.
Why are we here?
I want to
Birthday
see the
bash.
Stern Wives. That's why we're here. I think people want to. I think it's a cute thing we don't get to see often. Fred's wife and John's wife, and that's why we're here.
They're gone. I'm moving.
They're all
on.
gone.
Oh, you and your damn attention span. Let's go to God,
Parents, cancer, Ellen, David Bowie.
Ellen. Let's go to Ellen Stern, Howard's sister. You never.
Oh,
get
he
to
talked
see
about
hear
her
from.
today. He talked about
Little
it
bit.
again.
Little bit.
Said my sister's
what?
husband, not his
Yeah.
She's
brother-in-law.
71, right? She's like 71.
She's a little older than him, right?
I'll be
Same show?
meeting another guest.
Yeah.
Is that right?
So you have 1 minute to fill.
I see. Oh, I can fill a minute here. There's no problem. What is it, Stuttering John?
No, you have Kenneth Keith. You haven't said hi to him.
I said hi to him.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I haven't missed the trick over there. This is my sister. Alan, you want to wish me a happy
Look
birthday?
at high pitch Eric, being young and
I know.
probably
Wish me a happy birthday.
What a matinee idol.
Sister, Alan, you want to wish me a happy birthday?
Happy birthday. I love you. The best brother in the whole wide world.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow.
Loves you.
Sugar cube.
Well, that's real love, Robin.
Yes.
Man knows very little real love in his life, but my sister seems
A
to really
sister
love me.
gives you real love.
Trust me, she's loaded to the gills. Have you been drinking?
No.
Really?
She looks like the mother too.
I said you're
Jesus.
loaded to the gills. Really? That's a sincere.
That's slap the
Very
yarmulke.
sincere.
Wow.
Twice.
Thank you. Cult 45.
Wow. Okay. There's Daddy.
There he is. It's Ben.
There's Mommy.
No,
He looks the same.
That's Ellen's husband.
Allison Stern is nowhere to be found.
Is that a Ramon?
No, that's Colt 40 Feinberg.
Colt 40 Feinberg.
He was like a Jewish wigger who did a Chris Rock impression, and they would bring him in, and he would like mock Chris Rock. He would steal Chris Rock's material.
Okay.
Yeah, where is his wife?
By the way, not a single African American in this entire crew.
No, there's no blacks. There's no blacks allowed.
No
you had
blacks allowed.
You had to be lighter than a paper bag to get in that place.
Oh, I know. Katie Aldana. The sunglasses indoors was so big back then. It was
Okay.
crazy eyes, Captain Crazy Eyes.
So let me see. Another person in his family can't stand him. Remember how many times old Howie said it's a sin for parents to love one kid more than the other. He made sure he got his half of. Oh, you're right. Leaving the kids more. That's right. He said that it should be split equally. It doesn't matter how much each kid actually has. You should split the money equally.
Whoever mentioned hurricanes, G. Canada, would you leave if he didn't love his sister? Would he let her stay at the Belmore Library, North Belmore Library during Hurricane Sandy?
Do you think that Ellen said no? I don't want to come there. Maybe she
No, I
just really
think-
just
No,
likes
bullshit.
him.
No.
I think
Absolutely
he's such
Do you
a prick
think
that she
maybe
couldn't.
it was like a little too far for her to get to, and was afraid of
No.
maybe getting flooded out on the LIE?
He's a team of drivers, Monique, with 8-wheel drive.
Okay, like I
Get her-
said, do you think that she was a little
No.
scared of getting flooded out? Because
No,
I
he
remember during
absolutely told
Hurricane
her-
Sandy, the FDR drive was completely flooded over. And
If
he
it's
couldn't get
Howard,
anywhere.
I'm going to think the worst. Sorry.
No, he
Sociopath,
probably
I'm gonna
told
think-
her, "Don't bother coming."
Okay.
Honest to God. No, honest to
Okay.
God.
Okay. Howard's parents?
Yeah, sure. It's a generic clip.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
We're here with the creators of Howard Stern, his mom and dad. Do you have any birthday wishes for your son?
This broad.
We always wish him the best.
I just want to say one thing.
Dad, do you have any?
Okay, that is a horrible font to use
Yeah.
for the
It is.
word birthday bash, because it's like only in caps. There's no lowercase to it, and it looks really, really stupid. So whoever
That's a-
did this kind of sucks. I just wanted to throw
Who's
that.
the
And
cheapest you can get?
who's
Mont
this
Blanc.
twatso with the nose job?
Who's the
this?
broad? I mean, really, who's the
I
broad?
don't know. Does anybody know who that is in the chat? I
no
just
idea.
sped through it. I didn't see the name.
No
I should
clue.
have gotten the name. I'm wondering too.
Was this sponsored by iWin.com or something? Like,
I'm saying she's a
That
scores
looks like
girl.
a new watermark.
100%.
She's a scores
Birthday
host.
wishes for your son.
She was
we
best
always wish
before
him
best.
the best. And we're so
she
happy
grabs the
he
mic.
has a birthday every year so we can get dressed up and have a great time. So happy birthday, Howard. We love you.
Do you have any birthday wishes for Howard this year?
Well, I'm very proud of Howard. And every
Monique.
You know
year,
what that is? That's a classic thing you do at like a wedding or a bar mitzvah.
Yeah.
So somebody comes around to the table, like a videographer, and expects everybody. So, Morty, I just want to thank you and your wife for inviting us to this lovely affair that you're having for little Joshua. We love you all. Mazel.
It's got to be Josh or Seth.
And let's just make sure you got the check. I hope you got the check.
The card
And
with
then
the
they
check.
pass the mic back.
I feel that way. And this year, I'm the proudest of all. Why? Because I'm here now, and this is the year. And next year, I don't know. So I want to. I
he's
take
got
one
bad
year at a
teeth,
time,
huh?
and this is the best one I've
That's
ever
a
been at.
Stern
Pause for a
trait.
second.
Here, here.
Yeah, babe.
Pause. Okay, this was 96. How old was Ben?
98.
98. Okay.
So it's 23 years ago. 24 years.
They're
23
jumping
years
around.
ago.
There's three
So
birthday
he's-
bashes here.
No, what I'm
So
saying
70s.
is
They're like both in
he's
70s.
60.
70s.
no.
No, he's 60 something. He's 60.
My point is Howard is
65
almost
there.
this age right now.
Howard's older.
They're almost like so. Look at
No,
what he
wait,
looks
it's
like.
98.
Ben is
How many years ago was
65.
98?
23 years ago, 24 years ago.
24 years ago. His father is 94. He's 70 in this.
Yeah, it's almost Howard's age.
Pretty
then.
close.
Yeah.
I mean,
great-
horseshoes and grenades.
No, he isn't 94. I thought he was 98. So he's 70.
It's close enough. Right, close
No,
enough.
he's in his 70s. He's
it's-
like Ronnie's
it's
age.
close enough that they
Think
were
about
from-
that. He's Ronnie's age.
By the way,
no.
And she's like Robin's age.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mo, you're missing the point. The point is they could have been, in the same high school at this point. So look at what he looks like, and then look at what Howard looks
Absolutely.
like. This is what Howard would naturally look like if it wasn't for the
Same
Midas
face. No,
selling
exactly.
the
Wig.
radio belted
Grunting
wigs.
and makeup.
Yep.
Yes.
That's all makeup.
That's all I'm saying.
Grunting.
What you're looking at here is what Howard would look like right now if he was just average blow guy.
Yeah.
It is wild, it is crazy, and it's a
Oh, yeah,
lot
it's
of
really
fun.
crazy.
Yeah, she's.
So
It's
Monique, we
wild
got
and it's crazy.
You can have her
and
for
it's
a
a
couple
lot
$100
of
bucks.
fun.
a welfare applicant. I'll leave it to welfare applicant, and Abe took us. Is Serenity is who this is, and Abe took us as Jenna Tallwarts. Is that a real name? Serenity's real name? I
I have
assume.
no idea what you're talking
One
about.
and the same. That's
I
the
have
chick
no, I have no
with
idea.
the
Maybe it's the
microphone.
horror. Maybe it's the blonde horror on there.
Jenna Tallwarts.
Tallwarts. And Serenity is, I guess, her stage name.
Serenity now.
Yeah, but
It's
Yeah.
funny
Jerry
how,
Stiller.
funny how
Frank
neither one
Costanza.
of his parents have dark hair. At this
Yeah,
point.
he actually used to
Yeah.
have brown hair. Now it turned black.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing ever.
Exactly.
It's amazing that he got older and his hair got darker.
So,
I googled her. I don't
And
find
fuller.
anything. I don't find her.
Next, you want to see, how about Trump?
Okay, that's a birthday party on 1997. All right, so we'll go back a little bit. Okay. Here we go.
To Donald Trump, OJ didn't kill anyone that night that we were at the wedding. You kept the OJ in. You kept him in line. That's right.
Sponsored by Rainforest drink, by the way,
Yes, I see that.
and Poland
nice.
Spring.
I don't even.
Right, you really did. I was afraid. You were really good friends with OJ, right? I mean, I was shocked by it.
How good a friend would you say he was?
Well, I used to play a lot of golf with OJ.
Yeah.
And I was always a little bit surprised when I'd see that OJ, he was very arthritic and he wasn't able, because I said, gee, I just played golf with him. I mean,
You never saw him
didn't seem
have
to
a
be anything,
problem.
yeah, didn't seem to be anything wrong with him when he was playing
He took a
golf.
lot of Advil. That was the thing.
He had a terrible
how come they
slice.
didn't call Donald as a witness?
Yeah, I know. Well, that'll be next.
In fact, I was standing next to OJ when you were cutting the cake, and OJ says, I wonder what kind of knife that is that Donald Trump is using. He was like really curious. You know what I mean?
Howard
it was pretty wild.
Change.
That's it. So
But Dominic called me up. Where's Dominic?
Dominic Barber, the bloke. There he is,
He
over there.
called me. He said, "You've got to be here. You've got to be here." And I missed last year, and I felt all year long. I felt guilty about it.
Is
So I
that
said,
right?
"I'm going to be here."
Well, I'm glad
You
you're here
You
this
should be here. It's a
Dominic.
tradition to be here on the
Haven't spoken
birthday.
to
It's
him
almost
ever.
tradition.
And you couldn't
It's
feel too
becoming
bad
tradition.
Right.
about the fact that Ivana's now suing the people who made her yacht or whatever.
Yeah, you love
You
that.
know, what people don't know, constantly, I need.
It's not a real yacht.
Not really good with all this.
But once you buy zero value, she's not going to win.
Good business.
So she lost $6 million.
Right. She bought a yacht with your money and lost the money.
I'm gonna go out there and say I really, really used to like Trump when he was on.
Oh, I loved him
Stern
as a
Show.
guest.
Certainly
Absolutely.
did.
Yes, she did. And the
little
thing,
problem.
you know, I said, this is
Out of control, but that's okay.
right. With
She's
that?
doing great. I
Yeah.
mean, she's
Right.
He's very
and
jumpy.
she's doing tremendously well.
Well,
So-
listen, and you're doing well. You are here.
doing
You're
well.
remarried. Your marriage is successful. Yes, it's true. The whole thing with Ivana was very public and all that. But as Don said to me, you know, now I'm getting remarried. He said to me, Howard, vagina is expensive. That is what he said to me, and I'll never forget those words.
Damn right it is.
I should say to anyone who doesn't know,
$3,000 Gucci jean jackets don't grow on fucking trees by themselves. You know that.
Correct.
for anyone who doesn't know, Howard went to Trump's wedding, and on the back of, is it Miss America? There's a picture of him posing with OJ, who was also at the wedding, and that's ha ha ha. Look at me, I'm with OJ. And that was in the beginning of that conversation. That's what he's referring to.
All right, so some of these don't have anything with them, so I'm taking them out. All right, so now we have David Bowie, Howard wishes cancer on Morton Downey, Marcy Turk, which we'll save for last,
That's
and
from the-
then Natalie Portman and what's her
Well,
face?
that's just a
Marissa
cute.
Tomei.
That's just a weird clip. They ambushed. Now we talked about Natalie Portman, who blew the show off a few years ago, and Howard out of nowhere just went off. She had done like a serious town hall, and Marissa Tomei, who's done the Stern Show by phone and a guest contest they had, runs away from when she hears Howard's name. It's just a weird, quick clip. And to see Natalie Portman associated with this show is bizarre.
Okay, here we go.
We're also doing a special on Howard Stern. Would you give Howard Stern a happy birthday wish right into the camera here? Listen, we're also doing a special for Howard Stern. Would you like to say happy birthday to Howard? Happy birthday, Howard?
Okay, happy birthday, Howard.
She's got to be 14 there.
Yeah.
No,
14,
98?
15. Yeah, remember when Beautiful Girls came out? She was like
Natalie
14,
Portman was
15.
gorgeous. Let me see how old she is right now.
She's
Hold
from
on.
Mary Delabate's high school.
Yeah, I worked with a guy whose daughter was best friends with her. She is 40 years old.
Syosset.
So she was born in 1981. So what
And
year was
that's-
that?
This is 96, 97,
She's
96?
14 or 15
15,
years old.
16.
Such a pretty girl. Really, just really
She
pretty.
lived
She's like,
up to
"Ha,
all
ha,
her
ha."
potential,
Yeah,
too.
no.
Yep. You see Marissa Tomei? Just died
She-
in
yeah, exactly.
Poor Marissa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
well,
about
no spoilers here, but you know, Spider-Man. She meets her. She meets her end. Okay.
Gee, thanks, Robin. I haven't seen the movie yet.
Jane
Thanks, Robin.
Foster. Jane
Babe,
Foster?
it's been out for over a month. If you haven't seen it, by
I've
now,
been busy.
Jesus Christ. All right, where do you want to go?
He's waiting for TBS to air it.
How about David Bowie? Now, Dennis, you have some thoughts on David Bowie? I saw it in
This
the,
whole thing. All right, so this is the birthday show
let me
with
pull it
David
up so that
Bowie.
It's not
Yeah,
the song. It's not the song. Don't worry about it. It's not him singing. So it's just him speaking to him. So I
Right,
had that. Howard TV didn't want to pay for rights, so they cut the songs out.
All right,
Wait,
Rob.
what?
Howard TV doesn't want to pay for music rights, or they weren't able
so
to
they
get
had
it.
to pay-
So
they
it's
would have-
just him talking to Howard and Rob. If for like a 30, whatever that is, 30.
But he never really interviewed him, right? Like he never
No,
had
he
the
Not really.
opportunity
They
to
just
interview
chatted.
David.
So David Bowie basically was contractually obligated to do something for K-Rock to promote his brand new album that was coming out that year, which had this song on it, and that's why he's playing at this event. I mean, that's the only reason he's playing there is because
It was with
he's
Trent
promoting
Reznor,
his-
right? Wasn't it the team
Yep.
up with
I'm
Trent
afraid
Reznor
of
and MTV?
Americans.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, that's the only reason he's there is because K-Rock basically said, you know, it's one of those things where if you come do this, we'll play your album, kind of stuff.
Can you picture him and Ralph listening to that in the basement,
What?
jerking each other off?
I'm sorry, I'm just reading Gary Puppet talking about mailing me his poop. Not really sure why. But we're just gonna play David Bowie.
Why were we talking about the foal? Noelle Claire's dating an insane individual.
She's not
because
dating him. I think they were doing like the farm thing together. They're not
The
dating
farm
each
thing?
other.
What,
He's like a prisoner who got out, who was like on meth. He has
I
no
think she's
teeth.
dating him.
No, she's not. You guys
How
are
do you know?
insane. Because no girl of her stature would
Stature?
date that thing.
She's a bastard, and you think
Gary Puppet, that is the most insane exchange I've ever read in my life. You make Jeffrey Epstein look like Danny Thomas. It was so bizarre.
I walked
So-
right out of that. I walked right out of that conversation. I wanted nothing to
nutty.
do with it. The guy has
All right,
a
it's a little
forked
nutty.
tongue. He's a prisoner. I'm sure
so
he
crazy.
was like a former drug addict.
Maybe the foal likes bad guys. I mean,
There's
that's a pretty
absolutely
bad guy.
that is worse than bad. That is
That's a
like
pretty
really
bad guy.
almost gross. And I bet you he's probably a little gay.
You think?
little?
Hey,
Yes,
maybe
there's no
slightly
way
on the
they're
edge.
Just a
dating.
snurch.
You know what? She befriended a guy at the farm that she works at.
Uh-huh.
You know.
Friended.
You know what?
It might go both ways.
He's not gay, but the guy blowing him might be.
Exactly. Although a forked tongue might be something interesting. Not gonna lie, but okay. Let's go to
GB time
David.
in the house. Bobina's in the
miss
house.
everything with this.
Oh, Gina, you know you totally are like late
GB time.
The guest
person
house.
Yep.
This
Yeah.
is big. This is big. I hope you're ready for this.
Oh, this is going to be good. I got a feeling.
Our
guess.
next guest is
Yeah.
a musical icon.
A musical
Just to read it.
icon.
He's an innovator on the rock scene for the last 30 years.
She has to
I
read
know
it.
it is Fred Norris.
She really has to
You
read
say his
a
name
David Bowie
with
intro.
Jagger, with Lennon and McCartney, and with Trent Reznor.
Don't tell
Such a
me.
loser.
He's so successful he had to take his song catalog public.
Oh,
Born
Sam
Davy
Bowie.
Jones, he quickly changed his name to
David
David
Bowie.
Bowie.
All right, yeah.
She's
David
so
Bowie,
lame.
get out of town. Whoa, all right.
So they skip it here.
No, I really feel like it's my birthday.
Americans.
Hey, good to see you, David. Thanks for coming here. Robin, this is a great birthday present.
Only Capricorns, we're exactly the same guys.
See, first of all, I got to tell you, you know what, David, what's kind of weird about this is that, first of all, what a thrill to have you on the show, man. I can't
Kenny
believe
Loggins.
you came here. That's really great of you. Really great. We were on the air the other day.
David.
Kenny Loggins.
He makes
Trying to
Howard
figure
look
out what
fat.
the whole stock deal was. I don't know if you
I
heard
know.
about this. We were trying to figure out, like, what did you do? You sold
How
your whole
brilliant is
catalog?
it that he actually stole
sold
stock in himself to buy back his musical library? And he paid back all the stock owners, and it's just so bizarre that they would then once
He's
again
very,
sell it
very
for
imitated.
$250 million.
Very
years later.
imitated.
And who were the sons? Who was he playing with? The sons of somebody in Tin.
It was Soupy Sales
Tin
Kids.
Machine?
In Tin Machine.
Soupy Sales
But of
Kids.
course, Howard got the name of the band wrong because he's such a big fan. He was
Wait,
calling them. He was calling them.
This wasn't Tin Machine, was it?
No. But it was around the same time, though.
Yes, wasn't it Tin Machine?
Yeah,
Machine
Tin
was,
Machine was around the
Soupy Sales Kids?
early
Was it?
2000s.
No,
Was Tin Machine.
This
Somebody
Tin
look that
Machine
up
was
first,
like
please.
4 years before this.
4 years before this.
Yeah, he did in the early 90s. It was Tin Machine.
That's
This was
right.
The late 80s, right? 90s,
But
right?
yeah, Howard was calling them. What was he calling them? Like metal. He actually had the name completely wrong. It was hilarious.
Metal
He's
Machine?
such a Metal Machine or something like that. Because it's like, no, it's Tin Machine. You idiot.
I think it's Hunt and with one of the sons, and I forgot the other guy.
The Sons of Thunder?
Sons of Thunder.
We
What the hell
talking
is
about?
that?
What the
I
hell are
think
you
it's
talking
Castle
about?
Gayskull.
Yeah.
We don't
that's,
know.
That's vintage Blanco, right? Sounds
Under,
probably right.
Under the Gods, a really good song.
Somebody look that up.
Absolutely every song that I've got. I'll
Tin
get
Man,
it back
that's
in a
what it
few
was,
years'
Tin
time,
Man.
and I can do it all over again.
Sounds like big business, Robin. You know, I just need to write a few songs, and then maybe I can get it all together.
You don't have to these days.
Nice
Yeah, man,
outfit,
you really, truly
Howard.
are a genius. I mean, it's really rare to see you here.
I can't believe we're standing here talking to David Bowie.
Yeah, really.
They
I
look
think I should be
excited.
doing something special or something. The song that I love, David, the most,
She thought
of
it.
course, is
She
your
thought
new
it was
song.
Sam Bowie, Monique.
I mean, that song is
Very appreciative.
That is great. Are you truly afraid of Americans because of people like me, or what?
No. I think
Oh,
it's the same
okay.
things that you don't like, the corporation of America and Macs everywhere, and like.
Because I got to be honest with you, I'm afraid of Americans too. To be honest with you.
Everything.
Yeah, I
Me
could
too.
get to see him
I
and
like
Ralph.
Americans, but I'm
Really?
afraid of them. Yeah.
I'm mostly afraid of everybody standing here. And
It's really horrible that that's his only opportunity to interview David Bowie is like at some shitty birthday party.
It's so bad.
But actually, thank God he didn't do a real interview with him because it would have been
Oh, thank
horrendous. It would have been
Roberto
much worse.
Blanco, and he referenced the movie Airheads. That has got to be. You talk about obscure. Stuttering John's in that movie. He's got a cameo in that movie.
Oh, does he
by the
really?
way, yeah, that's it.
Along
Blanco.
with Adam Sandler and who's that guy?
Brendan Fraser.
Brendan Fraser. That's
Brendan
right.
Fraser. You know how sensitive Blanco is about his left side of his face. He can only be shot from the right side. That's why that.
Oh, that was Nikki Glazer?
No, it looked like her.
No, it looks like her. It's
It
some
looked
horror.
like her. She was a
horror they got.
St. Louis fetus back then.
Well, actually, Nikki Glazer and some horror is the same thing, isn't it?
Okay, so then we have our Marcy Turk thank you. Let's just do the Morton Downey thing because we got to get it over with.
Oh,
Okay.
it's so horrible.
Howard wished cancer on Morton Downey. It was a really big deal at the time. So Morton Downey
Which year was
graciously
this?
This is 97.
This is that same one. So it must
Yeah.
be 98 or 96 or whatever it was, right?
Yes.
That same horrible dais. All right, here we go.
Just for you, and what I have spent a lot of time looking at, because I thought for a while I might be in one myself, but you lost your bet and I didn't die on the operating table. I'm still alive.
Now, I understand you're going to fake dying in a plane crash on the way to California. Is that true?
That is the new one. That is the new
That is the new
one.
one.
We were going to get that done. I had it all set in a little place up near Detroit.
Now, I have a theory, Mort. You know, I was surprised
You have
because
a lot of theories.
you were one of those guys that always thought anything goes. And when you were going in for your operation, your cancer operation, I thought it would be kind of
Oh, sorry. It stopped itself.
about whether you would live or die. And I don't think you took offense at it. I think your wife did.
Oh, Lori did. She took offense terribly because you know what? She loves me, Howard.
Yeah,
just
she does.
like you do, basically.
Well, she truly does
Basically,
love you.
you got kind of a dig thing for me, don't you?
Yeah. So what happened in the house after we made the like? You were going in for the
This is
cancer operation,
creepy
but you
as
got to
hell.
admit it wasn't all that serious. You didn't have that much cancer, did you?
Just 2 of my lobes had to come out, Howard. How lucky for me.
Right.
Only lost 2/3 of the right lung instead of
big deal.
But what a recovery. Would you grow another one?
Yeah, but he's a prolific smoker, right?
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Like a
Chimney.
Yeah.
I mean, you recovered kind of quick, so right away we figured it wasn't that
Now,
serious.
see, that's where everyone makes a mistake. It's because I think positively.
Right, so-
I think positive, so I'm going to live. I'm going to live. And why am I going to live? Because Howard says I'm going to die.
So
Well, then we helped.
So then so what happened when we made the bet? What happened? Your wife came into the room crying or yelling at
Unglued.
Really?
She don't. Well, you know, Lori. She don't.
I can't.
It's fine. No, it's good. Good enough.
That's
Yeah,
enough.
Monique.
We got
He,
the taste of that.
he made Scott the engineer look like C. Everett Koop. He was on his. Does everybody remember Morton Downey? Because you may not. If you're not from
he was
the
garbage,
tri-state, did you know him, X? I mean, you're in.
Yeah, he
well,
had
Southern California.
I never
that
got the,
show
the
though. That
pleasure.
show was
Okay.
the lowest of
I
the
think it was
low.
a New York thing. I think it was more of a
God.
tri-state area.
It's a total New York thing. He's like
Yeah.
Wonderama for
Well, I
adults.
remember his show.
Yep.
When he invited the porn star and
Wonderama
called
for
her a
adults.
whore, and then
Yep.
kicked her off the show before she
Right.
had a chance to talk.
He was
Mackie-
nasty. He was an ornery, cranky man.
Yeah.
All right,
Mackie
here it is,
Williams.
the greatest
Mackie
clip
Williams asked me.
Yeah, he
yes,
was.
I do
he
know.
was Jerry
the line.
Springer before Jerry Springer.
Exactly. Oh no, he was Jerry Springer without the class.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, he was that low.
Jerry.
Yeah, he was super popular, and he was like, he was like a hybrid of Jerry Springer and like Phil Donahue. Like he was just this in between.
Late
he was
80s.
crazed. You know, he would have on like very sensational guests, and he was very brash. You know, and really didn't give a shit about what anybody said about him.
And don't forget, one of the real rubs about that show is it was on Channel 9 at the same time Howard's Channel 9 show was on Saturday night. So that was on, guys, what was it, 11 o'clock weeknights or on Channel 9, the WOR
Yes,
in
it
New
was
York?
right after the news.
Yeah.
Sorry, my COVID is coming back. I've been like
Mackie Williams, Mackie
Go
Williams
eat an
in the
orange.
chat.
Have a nice day.
Mackie Williams in the chat. I do know Stuttering John and Airheads
Oh,
line.
that's right, Gary.
I masturbate constantly, and that's it. That's his whole role.
All right. So this
Okay, the
is
tail
the-
end
is
of
this-
our
is
lovely
this the
show for
precipice
today,
right here?
which once
The
again
love-
we've gone way too long.
Yes, we
Wrap
have.
her up.
The love note.
Now,
to his
Monique, I
mail-
have the
his mail
whole
deleter.
speech too. The audio I sent you is the whole speech.
I
not
got the
just
video.
Marcy.
That's all I-
Okay,
that's
this
all I
is
got.
just Marcy in the video. This is
Oh, is
perfect.
this just the Marcy video?
The
Okay.
audio is the whole speech.
Sorry, I'm dying. Okay, so here's Marcy. So you get the lay of the land here. And I don't know who else is
Weinstein,
sitting
Dolan.
in
It's
this
the whole Me
area
Too
here.
movement's in the crowd. Louis
Wasn't
C.K.
wasn't Marcy the lay of the office too?
She was.
Yeah.
She was.
Ben Bardo and Brandano were behind her.
At least.
Exactly.
Or at least.
Marcy
Pick a
Turk,
number.
you are an inspiration to me every single
Look at that
day. You
look.
change.
Look at that.
God, look at that.
Look at that wonky
That's a
eye.
C look. That's a C look if I've ever seen one. Wow.
Is this before AGT? No.
Yes.
Yes, this
look
is
at
during
his
it.
teeth.
This is during it.
Look at those teeth.
But look at that look on Beef.
Put
That
his
is
left-
a C. She is a giant C right there.
Oh my
Put his-
God, is she
put his-
ever?
Wow.
Put his lefty Ruggiero amber vision on Beth's wonky eye instead of his crazy eyes.
Changed my life. Thank you. The fans don't know you, but I'll tell you this, fans. If you love the Howard Stern show, you
Nobody does.
Nobody.
You ruined it.
Fidget spinner, baby. Fidget spinner.
love this woman, Marcy Turk. You worked your ass off, and thank you for that.
Oh, that's
horrible.
Turkish hammer. That Turkish. I can't stand that.
Every single day you changed my life.
Wow, that's a look.
That is like thanking the guys who wrote the last season of Game of Thrones.
Life.
That's
thank
Amanda
you.
Pete's husband.
Life. Thank you. The fans
Yes.
don't know you, but I'll tell you.
It's gross.
It's totally true. You took something that was beloved and you ruined it.
What a
Congratulations.
wonderful ginger fidget
Well,
spinner.
between the two of them, actually.
Don't know you, but
between the two women in his life.
The fans don't
Yeah,
know
there
you,
you
but
go.
I'll.
Look at Beth though. Oh,
I know. I'm trying to get back there.
is there such a thing as resting C face?
Life.
It has
Thank
it.
you.
It does.
That's
wow.
That's
That
Rusty
is,
C face. Look at that.
Wow.
I think he's using the same mic we are.
If looks can kill. Wow.
Jesus. Yeah, she has nothing to say at this point because she's so
Fans don't know
shit-faced.
you, but I'll tell you this.
Wow.
Oh, stop
Shut
it.
it.
Stop it. Stop it. Enough. I can't take it.
Stop it.
Look at how giddy she is.
Oh, fuck her.
Jeez, my
Well, there you
God.
Do you want to play the audio? The lead up to
again?
it? Fun?
Jonathan?
Once is enough.
You
for
confirmed it. You confirmed to me you got it and processed it and downloaded it before.
Which one is
I'm
it?
I'm not over asking anything.
Which one is it, sir?
It says it's in the first batch. 60th birthday bash speech.
Okay, hold on. Oh, that was the one that... okay, hold on. Let me just look someplace really quickly. Give me one
Beth
second.
changed out before it gets lost. Beth changed it out for 3 times that night. It's revealed in
That's
the
right.
in the Lost. They had an after show. Thank you to Boss, by the way, who hooked me up with real quick with the link. I didn't get the video, but I have the full audio. I will get the video. I have just a couple clips. This is
we have to talk about Boff Xavier.
Uh-oh.
We'll
Uh-oh.
Birthday speech. Okay, I think I have it. Hold on a
His
second.
arm talking into a seashell.
What?
Why is my
Gina
audio
Bobina.
back?
You sound fine to me, John.
That's vintage.
Ignore
Bobina.
them.
Yeah, yeah.
That is
Ignore,
vintage
ignore
Gina
and
Bobina.
redirect.
Canadian acoustics. It's just not the same. In Toronto, seashells in Toronto. You know how big seashells are in Toronto.
Okay, this is a 19-minute long thing.
Oh my God! I want to go to bed.
So
You can skip around. It's all relevant. It's all him
Skip
thanking
around.
Fred, him thanking Gary. It's all crazy. Wherever you want to go, my
think we hit the
dear,
highlight.
you are
We
welcome.
hit
You
the
can stop
highlight.
it whenever
Play
you
a
feel
minute
it.
of it.
Dennis,
Say,
Dennis,
Okay.
Dennis, what clip did you get today? I'm sorry.
I only listen. I listened to the show.
While you're
sorry.
listening?
I actually
I
listened
did
to the whole
this at the
damn
last
show.
second. I did this
Pardon
at
me.
the last second.
Pardon me. I listened to the whole damn show all
I
this
did
week.
a Garfield,
6 shows so far this year.
Garfield heard at the last second, and you're complaining about
Touche,
blank?
Jonathan.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just won't wake up and listen to the show anymore. That's okay.
Exactly.
I'm
He
just
does do the Lord's work.
Look, I'm just
Okay, that's enough.
All right, here we go. We're going to do a little bit of this. It's
19
actually
minutes?
not
Oh.
19. It's not 19 minutes. It's 9 minutes and 54 seconds.
Oh, that's much better.
It's always annoying.
And when WBLM in Bangor, Maine rejects you for part-time work, the world is not your oyster, I guarantee you. So, waiting alone countless hours, trying to figure out how to cut through the noise in a world of great professionals and people with deep voices, it all looked rather bleak. And I could never, ever tell you how amazing this moment is for me right now. I never envisioned that I would make more than $96 a week, and I never thought that I would be a part of something this big. And I look around this room and I'm overwhelmed, and I mean this. This is the most incredible night of my life. Thank you. Thank you. I mean it. Thank you. I want to say thank you to all of the talented performers who took the time out of their busy schedules to spend it here with me. It really is remarkable. I want to thank Mr. Jimmy Kimmel for flying in for this. I've thanked him a million times. The guy's a true brother. He is just a dear, dear friend. I want to thank everyone who contributed to making this the best birthday show I've ever had. Train is over there. Those guys are unsung heroes. I'll always be there for them. They've always been there for me. Pat, thank you, boys. Really, you made the night incredible.
David's on drums. Oh my God.
Special guest for me, David Grohl on the drums. Dave will be on the drums. Let me just finish this. I won't take long. These performances tonight are the best I've ever seen, really, and in my honor, I mean, this is crazy, unbelievable. So I'm just so grateful to each and every one of you for being here with me tonight. I want to acknowledge, first and foremost, SiriusXM. I know he's in the house. Thank you, Jim. Thank you for supporting us. Fantastic, and this is a great night for SiriusXM. Long may we live. you from the beginning. I sat with you in my living room. You believed in me. You said, Howard, we can do this.
Scott
And we've
Greenstein.
done it. We went from 400,000 to 25 million. And Scott, you never doubted it for a minute. You knew it would happen. And I thank you for tonight. Jim and
wasn't just
Scott,
putting in
Sirius
every card
XM,
I
this
sold.
party really
No.
kicked ass because of you. Where's Scott? They're engineering to the art department. Everything was better than I could have imagined. Now, Gary Delabate has been with me for years. There he is. I put a sign on Gary's desk a bunch of years ago. I said, Gary, you're the executive producer of this show. There's nobody better. There's nobody more I believe in. And you've done it, and you're fantastic. And I'm grateful to you. He worked his ass off tonight. He's a dear friend of mine. He will always be a friend of mine. I've got his back. He's got mine. Ross Zapin, take a bow. You did a great job.
Ross Rapin, yes.
Two new friends I want to mention right now. Mr. Jeremy Coleman, you've always
Yeah,
been in my
he
corner.
never
I'm
gets
proud
brought
to
up.
have you as the program director of these channels. You are an amazing man. You have been in there in the trenches, and you've worked your ass off.
Monique?
Marcy Turk, you are...
Yes.
Sorry to pause it there, DeMars.
That's the perfect part.
Jeremy Coleman, when we do speak to Opie, he was the program director for Opie and Anthony at WAW.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we're going to get his whole deal and how he became this. He's basically the male Marcy in this whole thing. Never gets brought up. Rarely does he
Because
get
he
brought
actually
up.
knows. He actually knows radio. That's why he
Yeah.
was brought in. Yeah,
But
that's-
Jeremy spoke.
yeah. Jeremy spoke.
Inspiration to me every single day. You changed my life. Thank you. The fans don't know you, but I'll tell you this, fan.
So funny. The woman who literally cleared out his 10,000 messages on AOL and becomes like the CEO in charge of people for 112 Productions. It just blows me
If you love the Howard Stern Show, you love this woman, Marcy Turk. You worked your ass off, and thank you for that. I know that literally hundreds of people worked on this show, and they worked under your direction, and for months on end, and thank you for that. Also, I want a special thanks to Joel Gallen, who came in here free of charge, said, let me direct this thing for
Everyone's
you. The guy's
on the
brilliant.
arm.
He's a genius, and I couldn't have done it. Be quiet. Richie Notar, the food tonight and the drinks were fantastic. Great place here. I love you for it. Your whole staff has been amazing. Best friends again, Jimmy Kimmel, for hosting this. This guy gets me like nobody else, and I thank you, man. I don't know what to say to you. Red eye here, for God's
I
sake.
think he's drunk now.
He's still here.
I haven't seen Tom.
Don Buchwald is my agent. He's also, more importantly, my friend.
There he is, all the way back there.
He's been my biggest believer from here. You know, Don, I'm going to tell you something. When I walked into your office, I was sure you would never represent me. I didn't feel worthy. You were a big-time agent. You sat me down. You said to me you could be bigger than Johnny Carson. I believe in you. I want to represent you. I owe my life to you. Thank you, Don Buchwald. Thank you for being my friend. And thank you for teaching. I got fired from NBC. The guy walks. Look, I've said everything on the radio. I'll say it to her. She is the true love of my life. She is a great person. To know Robin and to work with her has been the passion and pleasure of my life. Mr. Fred Norris, when I was sitting in Hartford, I had no friends. Honest to God, you guys. This fucking guy stood with me to you. These guys are real bros. To the
That's a
unsung
bro.
heroes. Benji, you're a great writer. I know the audience doesn't always get to hear it from me. You do a great job, and I'm very grateful. You guys are amazing. I wouldn't be the same man without you. I would never be a sane man without you. And I just want to end this by saying, when they first came to me with the idea of doing the birthday show, how ecstatic I am that this happened tonight. My beautiful wife, who I love more than anything in this world, who gave me a life, took me out of the dating circuit, thank God, because I'd be dead. And you know what?
God.
I love this woman. I love her. I love her. I love her. And she has been such a good friend
It was
to me.
killing us all.
To my friends, to my children, to all of the people in this audience who are here tonight.
Wow. My friends, my children become like the very tail end afterthought
end, yeah.
thing.
They're
Not
they're
one
going
child was
crazy in
there.
the chat. They're going crazy in the chat about the kids. Yes,
I
chat.
love
No
coming
kids,
out.
no kids, no. No. They're not there. They're not there at all. I scanned the crowd 100 times. I have it on video. The kids are
Father
not
turns.
there. They were not invited somehow. You know we've the list. Artie, Jackie,
So-
Casey,
They
Stuttering
were
John.
hanging
no
out
one's
with
there.
Howard TV
Yep,
crew.
No
So,
one's
yeah.
there.
Father turns 60 years old. It's a big party. You're not invited. That's
It
normal.
is crazy.
It's just
it is
totally
insane.
normal. It's totally
Also, too, from what again, another question for Opie. He claims those guests are all paid, and that sucked. Sirius used their entire budget on that, and Opie and Anthony got kicked out into a sort of crappy studio, and they couldn't.
Yeah, but wasn't a lot of it like sponsored by like?
It was.
I mean, we could talk
Probably
to
both.
Opie about it,
Yeah,
but
yeah. What he knows the skinny on it.
I would
Well,
think
you know
a lot
that,
of it
like,
was
Nobu,
sponsored.
You know, Nobu gave all that shit for free.
Absolutely.
I mean,
yeah, but
all
that's
that,
a
everybody
lot
he
of
thanks
food
is
for
free.
a very expensive restaurant like
And
Nobu to
everyone's
give
out,
out
right?
to. But I don't think the people like the whack packers and everything who were in the stands above, I don't think they got food or anything.
They didn't. Didn't
just
Marion
there.
say that she was?
Could you imagine watching everybody else like enjoy food and waiter service and drinks and
So what?
and you're all these loyal fans, the people that paid to get him where he was, looking down
Yep.
below them to people that are being served Nobu
Didn't,
and free liquor and everything, and they're sitting up there in the nosebleeds, like screaming
Did Marion from
adulation and
Brooklyn
love
blow
for
that
him.
up?
Well, they
She was,
can go get a
she was
hot
like
dog.
next to the broom closet.
Who?
Marion from Brooklyn.
Totally.
She was talking about being like up in the nosebleeds.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
that's
hated
where she
it.
belongs.
That's where
Yeah,
she
but
belongs because she will always just be a
Exactly.
fan.
They can go to bodega right afterwards and get something to eat. That'd be fine.
Yeah, Mackie, he thanks John Hine on that. And that was the first time I had heard that Hine had some weird booking responsibility on there and writing. Hine, now you wonder why his interviews are so bad now? Because John Hine's writing him questions. The most banal automaton is writing him. That's why there's nothing hard-hitting. That's why there's nothing. You go from Jackie to John Hine writing questions for the guests. That's exactly
Well, I
right.
think the other one also has a vested interest in it. The one who fancies himself as kind of like a Van Halen file.
Nowicki?
That douchebag.
Steve Nowicki. Steve
Yeah,
Nowicki gets involved with like musical guests and questions for them. And I think he John Hine is the go-to person now for a lot of the questions that are asked of guests. Absolutely.
Yeah, and they're all
He
very
thinks he's
benign.
he's like a brilliant know-it-all. And meanwhile, Xavier could probably come up with 20 questions that are like 1,000 times better, based on
Do you
people
like
that
the color
he's worked with.
blue?
Yeah,
I thought the Mutt interview you guys did was phenomenal. I think it's so underrated. I think that and Monique going over the Stuttering John wedding needs to be put up.
Yeah, I got to
Yesterday.
talk to Stuttering John. I don't know where he's been. He texted me to wish me a Merry Christmas, and he texted me on like Happy New Year's, and I haven't really heard from him since.
But I think the people would love John's wedding, just because see who's there and who's not there. Howard is not there, and I believe he and Allison were estranged even back then.
Is that
and he
video
didn't want
on
to show
his
up without
channel?
it. I don't know. I can look again. I don't know. It's got to be.
Okay, well, let me know where it is.
He
and
owes
then-
me one. He owes you one. You
I'm
deserve.
sure he'll be fine with it.
Yep.
I'm sure he'll be fine with it, and I'd love to post it. That'll be a funny go through. All right, guys, that is it for us for tonight.
Yes.
It is now 11 o'clock. We have done an hour and 2 hours. Again, we can't do this anymore.
Can't do this
The
anymore,
whole point
but
of
we
the show
do.
is supposed to be like one thing only. This happened to be a birthday
This is a
show,
special
so we
event,
needed
yeah.
to go
That's
through
special.
it. And that's okay, but I don't want to burn us out on doing 2-hour shows every day.
It's way too
So,
long. Three
so
times
let's
each.
try and pull this back a little bit for next week because
That's
it is
right.
now Wednesday. So the official 3-day week is over, and we will go back
Some
to
Thursdays
our
off.
normal lives until
Wait, is he
somebody
off on
decides
Monday?
to come. Why? What's
MLK?
Monday?
Monday.
It's Martin Luther
Monday.
King Day. How would he not be?
There's no black people on the
off.
Stern Show.
I haven't been
Yeah,
off of
there's
Martin
one,
Luther King
and
Day
he's-
since
he'll-
like high school.
He'll take off.
I know. He's the only one that gets a month off for a Martin Luther King Day.
That's exactly right. But who knows? We don't know, and he won't give us anything about it. And the only
No,
person
you're
that'll
never
tell
gonna
us
know.
is either Ronnie or Marianne from Brooklyn. Those are the only people who know. So, Johnny, I think they wanted you
John
to
Henley.
sing us
Now
out
we get a
little
copyright
bit-
for this.
Yeah,
John
a
Henley
little
gets
birthday
the
song.
copy.
Actually, Happy Birthday is still copyright. Do you know that?
Yes, it is.
How
Do you know
about
somebody still gets paid?
No,
for
it's not. It's got to be
freaking
public
Happy
domain
Birthday?
by now.
No.
No, it isn't.
No, it
Is
is
it
not.
really?
They gotta send it again. It's
That's why you
friggin'
cannot
Mickey
sing
Mouse.
"Happy Birthday" because they will come after you with a copyright infringement.
Well, you can sing
How
"Tanto
crazy is that?
Agori." You can sing it in Italian.
You can sing it weirdly. You can sing like birthday songs, but you
Tanto
can't sing
agori
actual
a te, tanto
"Happy
agori
Birthday"
a
to
te.
you.
Tanti agori a te.
Happy birthday to Tiger Lily's son. There's no, you know what? She's not in the chat today.
She's not there.
Right?
She's not in the chat, so don't bother. Don't even bother.
Happy birthday, Amanda Pete, for all you've done.
Yes.
For Radio Gunk.
Rush Limbaugh,
and all
happy
you've
birthday,
done for
wherever you
giving
are.
Crushing Beth's
Wherever you
ego,
are.
Wherever you are.
And
you're the
Jeff Bezos.
she's the wife of
Sing the "It's
Game
Your
of
Birthday"
Thrones.
public domain restaurants that
Public
waitstaff-
domain.
The waitstaff song.
I want to do.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. It's your birthday today.
Okay,
Thank
you
you,
blow
Doc.
candle out now. Okay, okay, we
It's
done.
not library.
It's a library. You pick color.
You leave. No library.
You've been here 3 hours. You go home now.
You pay bill. You go home.
You eat too much.
You very
We
fat.
sing-
You very big belly. You eat too
We
much.
sing. We sing song. We put candle in fortune cookie. You go.
I have a question. You doctor? You doctor yet? You know, doctor, you go. You go.
We found out such a stupid rabbit hole of the Chinese guy who does these LED.
Oh, they're the best videos on the internet.
Oh my god, that was so funny. I was crying today. All right, so we are done. Happy
The parallel
birthday,
universe.
Howard. We are
The
so
multiverse
thrilled that you are going to bless us with another year now that you are 68 years old. And
Happy birthday, you old
And a grandfather.
yeah, happy birthday, Grandpa.
Happy birthday
Grandpa,
to
baby.
you. Happy
2
birthday.
more months of grooving.
2 more. Exactly. So we'll again try and keep this up for next week again. But I swear to God, at an hour, I am just shutting this shit down.
Gary, I was the guy from the flower place.
Melvin's posting copyright rules in the air. He's such.
I know,
He's so
it's-
diligent. He's so
Damn.
fastidious and diligent. That
What did he
Melvin.
say?
The song is the public domain in the United States and European Union. Warner Chappell Music has previously claimed copyright, but in 2015 the copyright claim was declared invalid.
What he
Wow.
cuts
What does
off.
that all mean?
What he cuts off is unless you're Don Henley and Prince.
I'm confused what that means. I must be slap happy. I'm a little confused.
We'll have to look that up. All right. Happy birthday to Howard. Thank you, everybody, for participating in this. Thank you so much, John, for putting together some wonderful clips. Some of those I had never seen before, so I love that. And I'm glad I found the speech that wasn't in the other thing. So we are going to outro now. We will see you guys next week. And just have a great night. That's all I got.